get in here with Julie because she's fucking amazing. We're live.
Right.
Apparently, we were live for that thing.
A few seconds.
We were live the
Yeah.
whole time. We probably were.
Yeah.
Fucking
It's okay. They can hear about the road and the traffic and the weather.
You know what? It's coming from Julie. Here's a weather report. Here's a traffic report.
It's raining right now.
Yeah, you don't like it? Get the fuck out. Anyway,
Yeah, that's kind of like my role in the movie that we'll be discussing tonight as well. I am reporting, so live.
Wonderful.
That is true.
Not a weather girl on that one.
Nope.
No.
All right. I'll put an intro on it. Welcome to Hamityville Horror. Thank you for visiting. I'm Clint.
I am Don.
And we are here joined with a very special guest. We are here with Miss Julianne Prescott. It is so wonderful to see you. It's been a while since we had you on the show. And we are definitely super excited to have you back. And, I know we brought you in here because it's Christmas time and we're going to be talking about the 13 Slays Till Xmas. But I didn't want to just do that. I wanted to talk about some things that we've seen you in recently, some projects that you've worked on recently, some upcoming things that you're doing. I mean, just to hit that right in the front of the show, just to make sure that anybody who's tuning in will catch some of that.
Yep.
I can say that I've been watching enough indie films now where I kind of almost go into them now saying, I wonder if Julianne Prescott's going to be in this, because like you just pop up, like you're in like so many things, like and checking your IMDb, you've got like over like 120 credits.
Yeah, your IMDb is getting pretty fucking crazy,
and
now.
That's probably behind. It's probably not up to date.
I actually haven't looked, and I went in at, there was a point where it's like 160 or something, and I'm like, I know that's not correct. I've done cameos. I've done especially during the beginning of COVID, I did a lot of things from home. I know I die an awful lot, so it can be like a blank. So, but I had to go in and look at things, and I was like, that didn't happen, or that wasn't, I wasn't in that one. So I think it's pretty accurate, but I'm not even sure. So these days I have not really looked at it, to be quite honest. And I know sometimes like news articles will be pinned to it. And so I don't even know what's going on with me anymore. Everything's so like fast paced, but I try, and I'm really proud of everything that I've been able to, be a part of, and the people I've met and the things I've had the opportunity to do. So the fact that a lot of them, even some from years ago, are now coming out, they're resurfacing, or they're getting momentum to actually kind of like resurface, maybe finish the movie or get it out there on a new platform. And plus, there are so many platforms now, and the platforms are getting, I don't know if they're getting easier per se, but it seems like there's more opportunities for people to get their movies in a reasonable way out there for people to see. So I've noticed some movies now that people didn't have a way to watch them before, and now they're kind of there, even if they were from like a few years ago. Isn't that what
we're here for? Pretty damn sure that's what we're doing.
That's what we're trying to do.
Very true.
And you did get a here's a Shriek Show, Bloody Summer Camp 2, other projects you were involved with.
Yeah.
Hello, people.
Actually,
we love Bloody Summer Camp.
It's actually two of our favorite ones. Bloody Summer Camp, I absolutely adore.
Nice.
Absolutely adore it. I actually got to see one that I don't think Clint got a hold of, but Hamityville Karen signed me up.
I didn't see it yet.
I love it.
I'm glad. Thank you for that. Everybody who worked on those movies worked really hard to get them out there. And so again, it seems that there goes that traffic, sorry. But it seems that it's getting to a place where people are also able to look and have more avenues to find these movies and push for them to be there and give the support to make the movies happen. So it seems like the fans, the creators are getting the films out and making them more accessible, and the fans are able to go in there and pull for them as well. And I think that those two movies are great examples of that, where they got done, they got out, people loved them, people had fun with them, and now they're back. I mean, people have the ability to watch them like you did.
Yeah, well, I mean, here's the thing too. I think it's great too that these distributors are kind of getting behind the indie films as well. I know SRS is a big one that I've seen that gets a lot of the indie films out there. And sometimes you guys got to do what you got to do with burning your own shit, putting it wherever. But I just want to echo what you said, especially with like the whole Tubi and Prime thing, you know, they're putting whatever people want out there, you know, regardless of whether it's good or bad. But the thing about it is a lot of stuff that's coming through. It's amazing. Like it's good stuff. And again, Bloody Summer Camp, and me and Clint cannot get off this fucking movie, no matter who we talk to or anything. That is a prime example of how to make an indie film feel like a big budget film. You know, you had you know, Felissa Rose, you had Dave Sheridan, you had, you know, you didn't have like huge names, but you had two names that people know.
You know, relatable ones that people love, ones that people want to see, and ones that people you can feel like you have a relationship with those characters because those actors are relatable, and they're people that, if you're a lover of independent film and the horror genre, then you do know those names and you want to see people like them. You don't always want like a name that maybe somebody would. It's all like, you know, in your mind too, of who you consider to be a bigger name and such too. It's what resonates with you. And those are great performers that they had. And then also with the distribution, like you were saying, sometimes you can do it yourself and keep it in your own hands. It might take longer, but you have more control over the process. Sometimes with distribution, it depends, you know, so there are great benefits to doing both things. And I think it's a huge honorable thing when they do keep it, and they keep it in-house, and they do everything, and it's that team that's overseeing everything that happens. So that's a great example of that too.
Yeah, start to finish. That's just makes it easier that way.
I see another person. Whoa.
Yeah, and Julie, this is our good friend Nicole. She's usually part of our Saturday night hangouts. Before we geared up for this, I was worried that this wasn't going to come together, and she became my backup person. And she's here. She watched the movie and came here to make some comments on it. So
thank you.
I figured I would honor that, since she's such a wonderful person and decided to bail me out if I needed it.
Anything for you, Clint. You know that.
Thank you very much.
Fuller squares. It's nice to have fuller squares. I feel like we're whole now.
Right.
Yeah. Very balanced now too.
Mm-hmm.
I can flip stuff around and start confusing people.
Exactly right.
I do it all the time in the hangouts.
Guys.
Yeah. Well, that's how the hangouts go. It's like every time somebody's internet connection drops, like everything rearranges, and then they come back in. It's like, well, where were we? We don't know the order anymore.
Right. That happens all the time.
Mm-hmm.
It's all right. Try to keep up with the shit, but it's all right.
So, and I spotted you in another movie. There's a good chance that I might get to talk to Mr. Steve Morris on Sunday. And you had a nice part in He Knows.
Yes.
Which is that was an interesting flick, I gotta say.
Or holiday horror.
Yeah, that mask was one of the creepiest things I've seen in a while.
Wasn't it? Oh my gosh. That elf just was very different. And to me, being there in person, having to deal with that too. I've been on a lot of sets and I've seen a lot of things, but that was very a unique situation because he was so scary. Like, and the actor was amazing, but that the whole getup was very. I had to keep my eyes closed, and it was creepy, and I was genuinely creeped out by it when I saw it and his movements. So I have to say that was one of the most special creature moments that I've had in any of the films that I've done, and it seems like something that it wouldn't take forever to build or put together, but it was so effective that to me, and then the makeup artist on there too, he was an amazing effects artist as well. So he added to all of that, and my death was super disgusting. I have phobias of veins and tendons and stuff. So to me, having to do some of that stuff for that role was really not pleasant. So it was a nasty experience in the best way. So I love that movie.
There we go. She brought it back home. She was like, it was a nasty experience in the best of ways.
Disgusting, but it was amazing.
You know, what's funny too, Clint, is that, you know, these holiday movies we've tried to cover, you know, like the Elf Mask, that's a new one. That's a new one. But, you know, like Easter Bunny Massacre, we took our chance with that one, and, you know, I mean, it's been we've had some kind of crazy holiday movies we've watched. So yeah, the Elf Mask, that's original for sure.
Yeah, it was, and the way again that they pulled it off was just again very effective. I love holiday horror, and I haven't had a lot of holiday horror films to be in, so that was another big one for me. A first, well, not really a first, but just something that I really was very proud because, again, like just holiday horror, whatever holiday, but especially Christmas is very special. So that was very cool to be a part of.
Yeah, he knows. Was really quite jarring to me. Like in the first few minutes, that I actually made Nicole and Mike watch the first 5 minutes just to get their reaction on the first appearance of the insane elf mask guy, and
I came out of my chair.
Yeah. Oh, I think I'm doing the clap like Sammy does even.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it was effective.
See, it stuck with me. And it wasn't affected you though, because I mean, we want to be. I think the reason why holiday horror is so special to people is holidays can be kind of a downer, and holidays are something we all have memories with and we all experience. And so, one of the great things about horror and why it's so special to people is it brings you out of your shell, or it brings you out of your reality. It's a good escape, and usually it's to feel something or to feel scared or be affected. And so that's why holiday horror is important to me, at least, because it's a way to amp that up and make sure that there's a platform for that specifically to get that during the holidays where it can be kind of all over the place emotionally.
Yeah.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah. Yeah,
hit the
it
nail
does
on the
touch
head
a
there.
special place.
Yeah, and that's with all these. I mean,
and I'm not a Christmas movie person.
No,
you know what I
in
mean.
fact, I'm not a Christmas person at all. I fucking hate Christmas.
As soon as like this, I was saying it on another show that I just did recently that this year I'm going full Christmas movie because I've realized how many freaking Christmas horror films there are out there, and I'm I'm having a ball with that. These are awesome. They're great.
There are so many. I every year look, and the list is longer and longer. It's a very extensive, and not just with feature, but shorts and episodes. And there's a short. I don't know if you guys have seen it. I forget what year it came out. It's called Treevenge. If you haven't seen, you need to watch that one, Nicole. Treevenge. I'm not going to spoil it, but it's about trees. And it's like, what are they going to do with trees in a short for horror? But
hey, did anybody ever watch Lord of the Rings? I mean, those fucking trees in that were terrifying.
Hey, Wizard of Oz.
Yeah, Wizard of Oz.
The Evil Dead is what I think of when I think of horror trees.
Oh God,
yes. That's the epitome of horrible tree.
Epitome of horror, right there, Jesus.
The bad tree.
Mm-hmm.
But and I did want to bring up Night of the Zomghul since that recently was out, and
fantastic.
And you were a writer on that, weren't you?
I was what?
A writer on that?
Yeah, I did do some of the rewrites and moving things around. I didn't write the whole thing. Will Colazo wrote the bulk of the script, and then I just kind of, it was my first time assisting in rewrites or anything like that on that level. So but I did do some writing for some of the scenes and then some of the dialogue changes. So that was really that one again, that just came out on another platform. So it's really amazing to see that one out there too. We worked really hard on it. Great cast. I mean, Sadie Katz, James Duvall, those are two really amazing actors. We had an amazing team just overall. But I'm really proud of that one coming out as well. It's not holiday horror, but it's horror for the family. So it's something that the whole family could watch during the holidays.
Absolutely.
Yeah. To me, it was kind of like the Banana Splits meets Child's Play.
Yeah.
I enjoyed that quite a bit. I think one of the standouts for me was probably Sean C. Phillips being the wacky ass manager.
He was great. Yeah, he was great in that. I think that's one of my favorite roles by him was in that one. He was really great. And that's someone that you could see just managing a team and just being completely fed up with them. Like, screw this, guys. But he really did sell that and own that role very, very well.
Yeah.
That was a great experience overall for just working with him, working with Will, and working with cult cinema as a whole. So I think to have it out there is huge. And then the fact that those the animatronic costumes and everything, how we did that, it was kind of in Five Nights at Freddy's and stuff like that. And what was the other movie with Nicolas Cage that came out?
Willy's Wonderland.
Yeah, like that one too. So so it was along that vein too, and that was a really fun time.
Absolutely.
I loved it. It was cool.
Yeah.
It's definitely interesting. Again, you've been in like all these movies that are, pretty original. Honestly, they haven't been done
I love
elsewhere.
that. There's something I saw when I was looking for Christmas movies today too, ones that I hadn't heard of, Santa Jaws. And then I remember that Jaws 4 is actually a Christmas holiday horror movie as well.
Yes,
just wanted to add that before I forget, because
fuck all you people out there that say that's not. That is, Die Hard is, and Rambo is. Those are all Christmas movies.
Okay, that was my dad's favorite movie to watch with me at Christmas was Die Hard. It really, it really is. It brings the whole family together. Yeah. It's dad movie. Yeah. Dad can watch it with daughter. Mm-hmm. Daughter grows up, watches it with son.
Exactly.
It's just not. It's just not Christmas until Hans Gruber falls off of the Nakatomi Plaza.
Man. That should be everybody's star on their Christmas tree.
Don't they have? I was gonna say, don't they have a little ornament or something like a meme? But somebody should make one where it has like a spiral, like a little spring, and he's just dangling from the tower on there.
Yeah.
Hallmark. I want a shit ton of money. Come on.
Yeah.
So
we have holiday villages. We could put that in the holiday village.
Yeah, put Nakatomi Plaza. Bam. Right there. Love it. See?
Nativity scene out front.
Hans Gruber fell through the stable.
So how about Silent Night, Bloody Night 3?
I'm very, very excited. I'm actually wearing the outfit. I make a small cameo in the beginning. That one I did write most of. I believe I wrote about 90% of that one, and I co-directed on it with Will Colasso. And we were really excited to have the opportunity to make that film. The first one is a complete classic. I actually, on my page, I just got tagged in a huge article where they were discussing the whole the anniversary and everything, and all of kind of how important that movie was. And the first movie is just a classic, and if people aren't watching it, they need to go look it up right now. And with us, we are very proud of our team that we pulled together. We have a great team that played as mental patients, can act like mental patients in real life, but we had the best time making that film. So that one, we are in the editing process, and the distributor wants us to take our time and really make it super intricate and special. So we are still editing it right now, adding some additional things in there for their specifications. And we were able to, again, just gather a lot of real excitement over the project, people who wanted to be a part of it from all over. So that one it's a huge one. I'm very, very proud of being a part of that one for sure, especially because it's holiday horror.
Yep. We're excited about that. Any projections for when are you shooting for like next year?
We were speaking with the distributor, and I'm not sure exactly when a release will be, but we're hoping to have everything and have it like a finalized cut probably in the next month or two or something along those lines. Just trying again to make sure that we don't have anything special we want to reshoot or shoot for additional and put it in there to, again, make it a little bigger. Just because when you're on the set and you're doing things in person and you get the whole script done and you check everything off, somebody always thinks of something cool that they want to put in there later. It's like, man, I wish we had more time to add that. So with this, we have the ability where there's not as much of a time constraint for having it completely finalized for the cut, to where if we think of something like that, we've been given the go ahead to add it in or put it together or spend a little more time thinking or getting some kind of back and forth with what might be cool to add it in there, aside from what we already did. So that's kind of where
outtakes are always a must.
Yeah. Behind the scenes. There's so many bloopers and behind the scenes. I mean, we had Lloyd Kaufman in there, so there was a lot of behind the scenes.
I'm excited for that alone.
Are you guys doing a compilation? Like, are you guys going to do 1, 2, and then 3?
I'm not 100% sure on. I know there's a box set, or there's something as far as it was in the campaign that was offered, but I don't have it in front of me to know the exact kind of what was going on. But I think there is a box set, and then there's also the release of the movie as a standalone as well. So I'd have to look at it again word for word, but I believe that there was a package deal coming from that distributor with everything included, because he had something special going on for the first one as well, to make that more readily available to people as well, because a lot of people didn't have a way to watch it. They didn't own it. They couldn't get a hold of it. It wasn't as easily accessible for them to go ahead and watch it. They couldn't just go on Tubi or something like that. There wasn't as many avenues for them to watch it when we were first coming out that we were going to do it. They're like, oh, I want to go back and watch the first one. So it was kind of discovering how much that was wanted, how just to get the access to that first film and tie it all together was such a big deal. So I know that that is part of what the distributor plans on doing. So, but the exact how it was packaged and everything, I don't know if it's still in the campaign. I know that since it's closed, but I think you can still look it up.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, I have an email coming out by the end of the year for everybody who contributed. So when I send that, you'll be able to see again, like what you had as well. So
awesome.
It should be kind of spelled out there too. I'm kind of in charge of all contributions and people who either supported in whatever way or wanted to support. So I'm just kind of catching up now as the year ends. So that's where kind of the timeline of everything has been.
That sounds fantastic. Either way, I'm stoked about it because, again, classic. That was 1980 is when the first one came out. It was like in the 80s.
I think it was the early 70s.
Was it? Yeah. See, so.
The exact year, again, I don't have it exactly in front of me, but it was early 70s. It predated like all the other ones. And a lot of the things that were pulled from the original, everyone sees as commonplace nowadays. And it wasn't even commonplace back when they were doing the slashers that you remember of the 80s. Those pulled from that. And of course, Black Christmas. And so those films that did come out in the 70s paved the way. And that's, I just watched the original Black Christmas again just a few days ago. And it is just a masterpiece. Just you have to go back and watch these original classics. And then when you watch as the decades go on, it just makes you appreciate all the other Christmas horror even more, because you can see where they pulled and where they paid homage and where they put their respects in and how they were excited and what kind of influenced people, especially per movie, what they were drawing from when they made it.
Yeah.
No, you're right on that one.
Mine was the mental asylum. The asylum stuff from the original. That was something that I really wanted to have dreamy, like just very weird sequences and stuff like that, because that was something that I really loved about the first film.
Oh, absolutely.
I wanted to include that in the one that we did. So that was kind of my input there. I was like, we have to have some weird visuals going on in there to kind of pull from that.
I like a good dreamy delusion.
I have those every night, so
who doesn't?
I'm very familiar with them.
If you were to say anything otherwise, I'd be like, I need a new co-host.
Exactly.
I hate weird dreams.
Yeah, he doesn't like dreamy delusions. Like, why the fuck not? So, anyway, so we'll crack into this.
I'd love to.
This huge, what candy cane? What's chocolate for Christmas? Fucking Reese Christmas tree.
Well, they have something for every holiday. I was just talking about that with Will the other day. They have a Reese's shaped as some
Christmas
kind of
tree
thing for every holiday. So they're really, it is the tree for this one. It was the pumpkin for Halloween.
I know it tastes different, but the best one's the Easter egg. So anybody want to fight me on that one, you can too.
Do they have a turkey? If they don't have a turkey,
if they don't, they will now.
Oh,
yeah,
they need to. They need to. Like not cooked turkey, like full, like gobbler. Yeah. Absolutely.
Well, our shit's gonna get stolen now, so
they
if that happens,
we're
not gonna.
We're getting too creative. We talk privately and patent some of these things.
We're losing so much money on that.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And you have to buy one, and it's traditional to take a bite of it and say, gobble, gobble, motherfucker.
Exactly.
Clint, we'll talk about this after. Damn it. That's the whole tradition going on.
Yeah.
We're all over the place, but
Yeah.
there's lots of holiday horror anthologies that are over the place too, like holidays, one that I was in, Seasons, and they're different holidays all in the anthology. So maybe that's what we're drawing from for this conversation.
See, Julie gets it. She understands.
I tried.
She's the one that reels us right back in. Like,
We
guys,
gotta get
we're
back to
talking
the
about,
conversation. We got a movie to
talking
talk
about Reese's
She's
turkeys.
saying, what are these guys doing?
What are you
Come on,
fuck-
bring
why
it back, guys.
Why did I come back on here again? Didn't I already do this one time?
Nicole's like, I don't even know what they're talking about. Just
She's
And most
used to
of the
this.
time I don't.
She's used to this. She's commonplace. She's on the hangout like every Saturday. She's a glutton for punishment.
I am, yes.
So, but yeah. So Clint, why don't you? You said
13
you were going to do a
Slays
lot.
Till
You were
Christmas.
going to do a lot of talking. So I'm going to let you do a lot of talking.
Yeah.
So I don't lose my voice doing this.
This one is interesting. My first impressions, obviously, is I immediately liked it because I enjoy anthology films, and this one was cool because they were true to their name. You know that there's technically 13 segments. There's 12, but if you count the wraparound story, that's a 13th segment. You know, we'll just ignore the fake holiday trailer in the beginning. You know,
yeah, I wasn't sure if I would count that one as it, but I mean, it is.
I didn't count it. Doesn't work.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. I like to hear your point of view on that too, because I was thinking about that.
I saw it as a lead into all the news broadcasts. So like, I don't know what happened to Nicole. Must have dropped off.
She's just Cameron.
All right. Yeah. So like, I did enjoy that holiday trailer. It was like an advertisement for a movie, and then of course, then we got the news broadcasts, which were basically showing the state of the, I don't know, community. Right.
Everybody that we know.
Oh my God!
Everyone we know.
And Julie.
Everyone
Sean,
was
like,
in it.
There's all my friends.
Yeah.
I cheer like every person. I'm like, it's them, and now it's them, and that's them.
Yeah, I'm like every one of them has been on our damn show. It's amazing.
Yeah.
Need a lot of boxes to put us all in there.
I know, right? I know.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's the way that it's presented. Like it. The one thing that I give this movie is that it's kind of seamless. Like it never feels like it's broke up, like it's forced.
No.
You know, it's pretty much starts where you want it. And that goes right when they get into the bar, it's like, okay, everybody starts talking about, hey, he's a cop, hey, he's this, hey, he's that, and it's like everybody just kind of gets into their thing, and hey, whoever tells the shittiest Christmas story has got to pay the tab. So I mean,
that was interesting.
Yeah, it's like, well, again, that's new. So, what do y'all got? So, we get into the first one. Clint, what's the name of the first one?
Name of the first one,
I love putting them on the
pretty
spot.
Sure was Like a Family.
No, it wasn't. You tit. Digging up
I didn't
digging up the ghost.
I can't help you guys.
What?
Digging up the ghost.
Well, that's the wraparound story.
Come on now, still there.
Yeah, that's
Still
the
there.
wraparound story.
No, I give you that. Yeah, Like a Family. First official segment.
Yes.
So. All right, Clint, do your thing, baby.
All right. So, Like a Family is interesting in the sense that it's one sister calling another sister, and basically saying, now that mom's gone, I want to try to have a family thing. So why don't you come on over? We'll decorate the house, we'll spend Christmas together, have a good time, and she does that, reluctantly so, it seemed. And I guess it seemed like her first feelings once she got there was that her sister was acting kind of weird, and seemed to have this strange thing about windows. Like, you sure you need to put that close to the window? It's like, well, that's where mom always put it. So, and she's like, all right, well, you know what? Why don't you just go down to the basement and get some other shit that we need up here? So she went down in the basement. Always a bad idea.
Never do that.
Yeah. And I don't know why she did that, because or encouraged her to go down to the basement, because almost the first freaking thing she did was see some lump in the corner, and she pulls the blanket off of it, and like, there, it's her dead sister. She's like, well, didn't I just see her upstairs? So
first of all, I'm not going in the basement when somebody fucking tells me to.
Yeah,
It's not happening.
No.
So
Don't like basements anyway, but if someone tells you to, there's really no reason to
it's
listen.
like, no, I'm probably not doing this. No,
Yeah.
I'm leaving.
So immediately I'm confused, and she ditches that idea right away and decides she's going back upstairs, and I don't know why she sticks around so long. I mean, like it seemed like she should have just bolted right for the door and gotten the hell out of there. But like she's like skulking around the house, gives her whatever this thing is a chance to walk into the living room and advance on her. And I don't even remember what they said. That was just some creepy ass makeup that she had on.
Oh my! I was gonna say that makeup. I did find it to be reminiscent. I was like, where can I place this from? And it reminded me of Army of Darkness. Remember her makeup? It's like it's good. And it's like that's what it kind of reminded me of, her makeup.
Yeah,
That's pretty good.
Yeah, it did kind of remind me. Yeah, you're right. I think it did.
Julie knows her shit.
Mm-hmm.
Don't put me on that table.
I ain't putting you on the spot. I won't.
I'll be dropping it soon, but I did have that.
All right. And this one was really straightforward. So like, the sis is no dummy other than she didn't run straight out of the house. She's like, she didn't like the window. So she just throws open the curtains, and it's kind of like a vampire in sunlight,
Poof.
Reduced to a pile of ash or whatever in the middle of the living room. So, I mean, that was kind of cool, short and sweet.
Mm-hmm.
Walks outside, sits on the front stoop, and somebody's like, "Do you need help?" Yep.
Oh
Sure
yeah,
do.
I really need to know. I love that line though, because that's relatable, and that's something about all of these. Most of them is they did find a really good way to make things relatable to people in a different way that I hadn't seen, or that wasn't overly beat over my head with how they were related to people's families and issues they have over the holidays. But a lot of people have mental illness over the holidays. So that line made me laugh because I'm like, hell yeah, a lot of people could relate to where that girl's was at. Like, okay.
Yeah. Yeah. And I neglected to mention that each person in the bar in the wraparound are telling basically two stories. So this first story was told, of course, by the priest. And his second story, I believe, is one that they refer to as the Devil's Due.
Which this one's weird. This one was this one was bizarre. Because the way it ends, I'm like, there's no. I mean, it's not a lot to begin with, but not a lot explained or closure or anything. It's like, well,
you made a bad deal. Everybody does that around Christmas when you're broke, don't you? Find yourself going, please, whoever can hear me, I just need to get Johnny this new like transformer or whatever is hot this year, please. And then somebody appears and goes, okay, well, I'll be back next year. Here's your money for the transformer, but they come to collect maybe.
Yeah.
So that is a reoccurring theme in a lot of holiday horror is, making bad deals and people coming to collect because people are broke around holidays.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I think Nicole goes through that every year when she buys Christmas presents for her dog.
Before I go to Rent a Center because they just take my soul anyway. So I don't have to worry about the devil.
Rent a Center.
Like, I don't have to worry about the devil being like, oh well,
they're there. They're behind the help counter. That's customer service.
That's right. Sorry, Rent a Center's got my soul, bitch.
Yeah. So I don't know. I really kind of felt this one a little bit. I mean, it's a dad, sitting with his daughter, and she's all excited, as a preteen who's becoming a teen, and she sees that as some rite of passage into adulthood, and he's like having struggles with it. He's like, yeah. Let's talk about something else. Then they start having a weird conversation about her mom.
Yeah. Yep.
And how it took forever for the paramedics to cut her from the car. And it's like, well, why did she have to die? We were the ones thrown out of the vehicle. It's like, it basically the should have been us type of thing. And he didn't know what to say to that. He's just trying to just calm her down a little bit and try to salvage a night and say, yeah, okay, try to get some sleep. I'm sure you're gonna wake me up when it's officially your birthday and you're an adult now. So he goes to the other end of the house and cracks open a beer and sadly listens to the last voicemail message that he got from his poor departed wife and sits there and half cries in his hands. And then his phone starts ringing. And it's supposed to be his dead wife. And
So
I guess
mean.
he ignored it the first time. He's like, that's fucking weird. And then it calls back and he's like, all right, what the fuck? Answers it. And he's like, dude, I don't know who this is, but this ain't funny.
This ain't funny, yeah.
And suddenly he's talking to a demon on the other end of the line. And that's when we kind of like pull in the rest of the idea of what happened, that the car crashed. Yeah, they were supposed to die, but they didn't. He bargained for more time, with his daughter. Not for his wife, just for him and his daughter. It's like, hey, I need more time with her. Forget her. We're fine. She could die in the car. Not a problem. I need more time with my baby. So that's kind of, he said, but I'm here to collect now. And he's like, no fucking way. He's like, you don't get her. Runs back, to the back room to just in time to see a demon that looks just like him with those black eyes and pressing his thumb like right through the back of her skull. Like, what the hell was that? I mean, I know.
She lives as her mom.
They were playing with Nickelodeon Gak, man.
Yeah. She had a really bad end of that entire thing. That it was just so happy too in the beginning. You feel terrible at the end.
I think
so
honestly,
upbeat, full of life.
This one could have went longer. Like I wanted a little bit more of this one. That's why I was kind of disappointed in it, because it was like Clint said, it was started off strong and it ended strong. But I could have used a little bit more of that story. That's
the thing with bite-sized horror is it's so great and effective in a way of that it does do that to you. If it's done in a way that it connects with you, you want to see more, you want to know more, and then it's over with. So sometimes it can it takes a few watches, because then you're let down, because you're first feeling disappointed that there's not more, and then it sets in, wow, I really loved that though, so it did its job. And then you hope that maybe they're going to do a lengthier one in the future. So anybody that you see like that does that, I try to follow them or look at what they're working on to see if maybe they did extend it, or if they ever post something, let them know that, so that maybe that person needs to know that was something that you really wanted to see a longer version of, and that you could make it happen that way.
Yeah, definitely. The thing that struck me was the only way to make that thing longer would have been to like add a flashback sequence or something.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
to either further illustrate the car crash scenario and the emotional struggle of that moment, and perhaps a brief interaction between him and that demon where he made the deal. That's just about the only thing in my mind that you really could have added or like to enhance that story. But it totally didn't need it. I mean,
no, it didn't need it.
For keeping the time length of this short, and making sure that this movie wasn't like 3 hours long,
That can happen very easily. I believe you end up with like so much footage and so many great things, and then you look at it and you're like, this is going to be the world's longest anthology ever. Its own series now, that you end up with like 3 series worth of anthology material.
Mm-hmm.
See, that was in my mind too. I would have loved to have seen a flashback with the car accident and him actually making the deal.
Yeah.
Just different stuff like that. It just would have been, and again, it didn't need it, but it just have that little bit extra exposition. Would have been like just added something different. But this one was one like you kind of said, Julie. Kind of hits close to home just because of what it is.
Lost around the holidays, family that's not there anymore.
Yep. Exactly. So I think that was the 2 stories that the priest told. And I think who's up next?
I didn't have his name, but I just called him the fancy hair dude with the red scarf. So
yeah, I mean
the pediatrician.
Yeah, there you go.
That's what he was, a pediatrician.
That guy.
He didn't look like a pediatrician.
He looked like he did.
He looked like a vet or something. I don't know. But,
hey, for her, that's a pediatrician. She has a child that's a dog.
That's right. Yeah.
Right. See?
That is your fur baby's doctor right there, Nicole.
That's right.
Yep.
Spinning around.
So I think this was one called One More Gift.
One More Gift.
and this one was really short and to the point. But at the same time, my first impressions of it was like, that's creepy as fuck, and I think I love this one.
Yep.
Great.
And it's really just a couple of bros sitting around, on Christmas, reminiscing about other times, talking about things they're going through right now. It seems like pretty mild and tame, and nothing special really going on there. And then they just decide to do their gift exchange. One guy gives a bag over to his buddy, and he pulls it out. Oh, moonshine, man! You can't get this shit anywhere. Is it apple pie? Of course, it's apple pie. Are you crazy?
That's fun.
Right? And I can agree. That's actually pretty amazing stuff.
Damn right.
So
I concur.
Yes. And he gives a gift in return. I guess they had an agreement on a one gift exchange, and he's got this brand new hunting knife, and they go through this little story about how, I still don't know what happened to my other one. He's like, well, it fell out of the tree stand. No, I would have heard it if it hit the ground, So
okay.
the mysterious disappearing hunting knife. Well, now he's got a new one. And then he's like, well, I know we talked about one gift.
No, hold on.
Huh?
You get into a scrapbook, right?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I know we talked about one gift, but
yes,
I got you something else. I love you, so here you go. And he said, I came across all these photos and so forth, and it seemed just a shame for them to be sitting here collecting dust. So I did a scrapbook, And then at this point, I'm kind of like questioning their relationship. I'm like, are they a couple? I mean, what's going on here? It's
I was like, I don't want to see these pictures in a scrapbook.
That way.
Scrapbooking is just a very sacred thing. It really brings your relationships to the next level. It's very thoughtful.
It seems
Clint,
like
if you ever make it, you already started. Now I'm fucking worried about you, Clint.
Well, he's trying to gauge it. This is gauging it. So you act a little more excited.
Start a scrapbook.
I'm gonna get killed. This is all leading.
I'm more concerned about the missing hunting knife, because when a knife goes missing, usually that's not good either. So
I'm more worried about the guy in the tree stand dropping a knife and having supersonic fucking hearing. Like, I would have heard that. Bitch, you hit the ground in the woods.
Yeah.
It would have just went.
Yeah. What was underneath you? A garbage dump with a bunch of broken glass?
Yeah, fucking
I can hear that.
And I was watching a breakdown of Brightburn last night for no reason. And that for some reason that the Brightburn kid, everything just, I pictured him jumping out of the tree with that supersonic hearing. So unrelated, but go on.
I like it. So,
definitely.
Yeah, the pictures seem innocuous enough. They look like people enjoying each other's company, having a good time. But the further he goes, the weirder they get, the darker they get, the bloodier they get. These are obviously exploits of like a serial killer team. I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? It's like they murder together. What is happening?
There you go.
And it's like he seemed like genuinely touched. Like, this is beautiful. I love this. It's like, thank you so much. He's like, you know what? I got you another gift too. He's like, let's try out that hunting knife. So just takes him over to this closet. It's got this random dude in there all tied up, with a Santa hat on and some garland or something like that.
I forgot my garland. Sorry.
That's enough. You're good.
Well, they didn't forget the garland in this movie.
Nope.
Mm-hmm.
And that's kind of where they end that one. It's like, whoever that poor bastard was in that closet.
He was the third friend. That's why they don't have any other friends. And that's
right.
They have to give extra gifts and break that tradition with usually Secret Santa is only one gift, but they kill all their other friends. So now they have these things piled up.
Yeah.
And that guy just, I guess, wasn't down with it. Wasn't into scrapbooking.
Yeah.
Scrapbook. So you better
that guy
make a scrapbook or you're going to be in it.
Yeah, you're either in it. That. You're either in it or you're out.
He's the third wheel.
When you're out, you're fucking
He's the third wheel.
Really out.
Yeah. And you got to use your imagination at this point. It's like I just envision, that they kind of like cut him up, maybe pulled his heart out.
Wow.
Cue up Last Christmas on Siri. Siri, play Last Christmas. Last Christmas, I gave you my heart.
Oh, bravo. Bravo.
This is why I love you, Clint.
This was your favorite segment, wasn't it?
I enjoyed this one a lot.
This one was my favorite.
Clue what was going to happen. He's flipping through those pictures, and like you said, they get darker and darker. And I'm like, this guy's going to kill the other guy. Like, but they were working together. It was great.
It felt like Saw. Like you were looking at the photos. It was like, damn, got like a drain with blood around it. Like, oh shit, somebody's about to die here. One of these motherfuckers is going to die. So, but no, up to this point, this one was a strong one. This one really was. For the acting was good. The, just the overall, sense of kind of, dread and, why are they acting so weird? And you couldn't figure it out, but you knew something was going to happen. But you just had that feeling of, something's about to turn on a dime, and then, like Clint said, some poor motherfucker in the closet. I mean,
poor guy.
Don't get much more of a turn than that. So
it was different, and it wasn't what you were expecting either, which again was something that keeps being a theme in this movie and all the pieces. It was unexpected. Again, like Nicole was saying, you expect like, oh, he's going to kill that guy, but the fact that they're in it together, and then there's some other guy tied up, and they're scrapbooking. It's very different, like a very different kind of spin on all of that too.
I have a feeling Julie wants to make a movie about scrapbooking.
Has anyone done that yet? Is there a scrapbook killer?
The scrapbook murders.
They do keep their articles and they keep photos, but what if? Again, for any independent horror filmmakers that are listening to this, somebody make a scrapbook killer.
Yeah.
Make it weird and some kind of weird costume made out of photos or something. His costume, maybe he pins the photos on him, kind of like the faces on Freddy. And then he just something weird like that, or he eats the photos. I don't know, but
Sequanda Films is on here. You better be listening to this.
Gets all of his victims at Hobby Lobby or Michael's.
Yes.
Oh yeah, craft stores. Absolutely.
He's a crafty killer.
And on Sundays, he goes to Cracker Barrel because Hobby Lobby's closed.
And he's on the rocking chair out there, and just waiting for them to go in and out of the store, and then he follows them to Michael's to get the their whatever they're working on for their birdhouse. And
what is happening here? What
I don't know.
What is going on here? This shit's gonna, I'm telling you, this is gonna come out and we're losing so much money.
This is a hangout. This is how hangouts.
This is how hangouts. This is how they divulge into like.
I haven't done one of these in a long time, so I'm rusty and I'm excited. So it's been
by all means,
I like it.
I'm dusted off now, so
I love it. Fucking fantastic. What's our next segment, Clint?
It's a Wonderful Death.
Great title.
Probably the most depressing one of the entire anthology.
Yes.
It's oh my gosh. It's wow. I mean, it's the opposite of what you would expect, like I seriously think that they called it that and actually wrote it in order to be kind of like the antithesis to It's a Wonderful Life. Just in a really small package in a short time frame. So I mean, you start with a dude who's like looking at pictures of his family and playing a sad Christmas song, and he's basically trying to hang himself with a scarf.
With the scarf, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
And something goes wrong. I mean, his audio of his song starts skipping. Oh, that's great. And he's like, fuck it, I'm committed now. Starts looking at a picture of his kids, and for some weird reason, some dude just walks into his house. Creepy dude, too.
Yeah, creepy.
And like it takes him so off guard, he just like stops killing himself. And he's all right.
He's got to attend to that now. I mean, this is another problem. Who's going to take this guy might steal something or whatever. So post-mortem, it's you got to look out for your possessions.
Right. So now granted, I like that actor very much. His performance in there was really good.
Yes,
actually both fantastic. Of them. They were really
both
good.
of them were good.
So like I think he should have questioned a little bit harder, like what was really going on. There were some things in the dialogue that kind of just went over his head. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Where like he thought he's so what? You're like my guardian angel, and
he's like sort of for your wings,
He's like fallen angels, more like it. And he's like, now you're getting it, and that just like right by him. You know?
Right.
So he takes him on this like little hallucination trip, basically to show how happy everyone would be without him, for the most part. And it's like, wow, you really suck at this. And he's more or less, he's like, yeah, I just want to stop by and let you know you're doing the right thing. So this is what everybody wants. And, so didn't mean to interrupt, go back to what you were doing. And then he like hangs himself.
Yep.
Just in time to have his ex-wife like send him a text. Hey, we want you to come over, spend time with the kids, and it'd be really sad for them not have their dad around.
Yeah, it's like, well,
Like,
fuck me
Jesus
running.
Christ.
What happened to that guy?
To me, it was the opposite of Christmas Carol, how they're showing, all these situations. It was something that's kind of the vibe it gave me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But in like the worst way possible. It was so sad. Like, I hate stuff like that. I was watching another movie. I won't name what it is to ruin it for anybody, but this woman does all these horrible things to try to get money for her son. And then she comes home and the son had killed himself while she was out doing these weird feats and crazy things to get the money and really like losing her soul to get this money. And then she comes home and it's just like,
and
it's stuff like that just makes it like sits with you in the worst way. Like,
I know which one you're talking about. Yeah, that was a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's puts me in mind at the end of The Mist.
Oh, I hate that too.
Absolute disparity.
Oh God,
that was the best ending ever. I loved it.
Clint loves that.
Clint just start crying.
That's Clint's favorite ending to a movie.
No. I literally sat there and stared at the screen. I was like, I didn't know they were going to do that.
What happened? Did he leave?
Yeah. Well, I mean,
he got too depressed.
Yeah, it got all up in his feels, and he's like, he's like, I'm out. I can't do it.
Gotta go sit with himself for a while now and take. What?
I had him. There we go.
All right, I had to go.
Rudolph the murderous reindeer is back.
He had to go blow his nose and wipe his eyes thinking about that ending. So
God, fuck that ending. That is. It's like that and the Beyond have like the two fucking most disparaging endings ever.
Been heavy in this segment.
Yeah, we
Burial Ground.
Jeez.
You throw that one out there.
Hey,
I need something stronger than this wellness energy seltzer for this topic, guys.
Yeah, we're gonna get an IPA or something.
I didn't know we were gonna get this deep.
Yeah.
Now I'm having energy, and I'm like, no.
It's Clint's fault. That's what Clint does.
Yep.
Starts it off and then brings us back down.
That's right. It's a roller coaster ride with me every time.
Well, these segments are kind of like that too. There are some that they all have a darkness to them, obviously, but some are really dark. And then you're like, oh God, I hope the next one's not, it's got something maybe a little funny or a little campy or something, or a happy ending. No happy. I'm not a happy ending kind of person, really, to be honest.
Me neither.
Right.
There are some endings that are just not happy at all. Where
a lot of these remind me of the Twilight Zone. That's what these remind me of, is like a lot of how these stories go.
Point.
Like, just because some of them aren't resolved, some of them are resolved. Twilight Zone is the same way, but like their subject matter feels a lot like the Twilight Zone.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Yeah,
my
very bleak worst case scenario.
Yeah. Like Burgess Meredith fucking sitting on a stoop and his glasses fall off. He has all the books in the world.
And his glasses.
Like, you better, now you're too blind, you can't even go find the gun you're carrying around, you poor son of a bitch.
It's just so sad.
It's very sad. It's very sad. Anyway, let's reel this shit back in real quick.
Ginger Santa, I call the next guy.
Ginger Santa? Don't kill Santa on Christmas.
No. The guy's telling the stories.
Oh, yeah.
Back to the wraparound.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. So I guess our Santa, I don't know what he does, if he's a mall Santa or if he's out ringing a bell somewhere to try to collect money for the Salvation Army. Don't know what he is. Just know he's dressed up like Santa and he's got a red beard. So
he really wants to bang that bartender.
Yeah. And she ain't having it.
Nope, she ain't having none of that
she's
shit.
really running her establishment very well there. She's keeping them under control, keeping things tame there.
Professional as professional can be.
So he starts out with a story called "Don't Kill Santa Claus on Christmas," and it's basically two guys who break into a house, you know, and one guy really obviously doesn't want to be there. He's really neurotic. You know, he's afraid to be there. He doesn't know what to expect, and you know, he's got like a cast on his hand. You know, because recently he had an injury. The other guy is like, "Would you shut the fuck up?" You know, and so eyeballing the presents on the Christmas under the Christmas tree. He's like, "Oh, we're not gonna steal the kids' presents, are we?" And he's like, "They ain't gonna miss them." You know, he's like, "This guy lives alone."
Yeah.
He's a mall Santa. You know, his wife and kid are dead in a car accident. You know, and he's like, "Oh, that really sucks." And then they get a little bit more dialogue in there, and he ends up admitting, "You know how I said they were killed in that car accident? I'm the one who killed
I was
them."
the driver.
He's like, "I was driving." You know, I tried to help him, but as soon as I saw the blue lights, I was like, "I'm not getting.
I'm gonna run.
Got to get the fuck out of there."
That's what everybody else does. They run.
Yeah. I had to leave. Like there was no other option for him.
But then they're back in this situation,
yeah.
which makes sense, but it's also like, just keep going.
Yeah, it's like, why are you doing this?
Yeah.
Why are you setting stuff up?
He's lost so much.
Yeah, he's like,
Again.
"Why are you here then?" And he's like, "To finish the job. He could recognize me any day. Just suddenly remember what I looked like." And he's like,
Probably
"You're
not,
insane." And he's like, "Well, you freaking owe me, so we're killing Santa." And of course, Santa Claus comes home all drunk as shit, which I would expect him to be on Christmas since he's there without his family and he's got all his gifts still under the tree.
Yeah.
He just kind of plops down into a chair, picks up a gift, and actually opens it this time. You know, and it turns out to be a nice little award that was probably from his daughter. It says "World's Greatest Dad." You know, spots, you know, the neurotic guy behind the Christmas tree. "What the fuck? Who's that?" Just in time to get strangled by the garland.
Again, here comes that.
That's why I didn't know Garland and fucking
There's
Julie's
the Garland.
Nobody by Garland. It's really
Yeah.
a murderous kind of thing in these holiday movies. It's a bad idea.
Yeah, and it's not even that cool. You know, it's like
This one's pretty cool though. This garland is actually special. So
Yeah.
we'll get to that.
This garland seems like something out of freaking Evil Dead, like Nicole was saying earlier.
Yeah.
Killer trees.
Killer
You
trees.
know. So yeah, as soon as he murders Santa with the garland, the tree seems to come alive. The garland is attempting to kill him. He's wrestling with it and so forth. Neurotic guy's like, "Fuck this, I'm out of here." He takes off running, and he makes it to the door. He's damn near out of the house and stops. You know, somehow feels bad for this guy who's like, I don't know, like.
Hold on now. Again, a little more exposition. The injury we're talking about, broken arm.
Yeah.
That dude broke his fucking arm.
Yeah.
Like,
even more reason to get the hell out of the house.
bye, Felicia.
Fuck
You're on your own.
They don't know how to just own their mistakes and just keep going.
Yeah. It's like, why are you feeling sorry for this guy? You know, it's like you owe him somehow to the point where he broke your arm.
Jeez.
You know, and he used that as leverage to get you to break into somebody else's house. Tells you we're gonna kill somebody while we're here. You know,
worse.
Yeah. He's in a compromising position. You have your opportunity to get out of the house, and he hears him screaming. He's like, "I guess I'll go help him."
Nope.
You know,
I guess.
Yeah. Turns around and goes back with a meat cleaver just to hack him in the shoulder, which I thought was awesome.
Yeah.
You know, you get like
this reminded me of like a rated R Marvin Harry from Home Alone.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh.
Exactly.
This is how Home Alone would be if it was rated R.
That reminds me of Better Watch Out, which I watched recently again too with the paint can. So if anybody, that's on my list of recommendations. If you haven't seen Better Watch Out,
that is brutal.
That is fucking brutal.
So gross.
Brutal.
But I got those vibes too. They're kind of bumbling. They're breaking in. They really have opportunity to just leave. And then for some reason they stick around, and we just see that they're just not very competent criminals at all. So
not even close.
And you had somebody who was in agreement with you. I was just about to say, better watch out.
Oh, there
See,
you go.
everybody's thinking the same.
Yep. Exactly.
So yeah, that guy was a dumbass for coming back to help. The tree was like, "Oh, well, you're coming back. Well, you can die too."
Oh, he could die too.
So yeah, he gets pulled in the other direction by the garland, bad enough to break his other arm, which I thought was crazy. It's like, yeah, see, that's what you get. You should have left.
Pretty much.
But,
Yeah.
So yeah, Santa's dead, but so are they.
This actually turned into my favorite segment.
It's
Did it?
Up to this point. Yeah, I was like,
It's
this
fun.
is just, it's so off the wall, but you know, it's enjoyable. Like I said, it's like a rated R Home Alone. It's like, you know, just a Garland picks up a cleaver and just takes some dude right in the shoulder and breaks the other guy's arm. You don't expect that. Like you go in thinking this is just going to be like a home invasion. The next thing you know, both these motherfuckers are dead from Garland.
Well, you think that he's going to maybe do the action hero type thing and pull it together. That would be, I like the inanimate objects though. Like, things that, and not just like in Krampus where it's like things that are stemmed from a bigger thing, but when the little things themselves are actually possessed too,
Mhm.
like rubber. So
What is with that's going to get brought up here in 5 seconds. You wait and see. That's going to come up. There's no doubt about it. You got to review that. That's actually a request from.
I thought of you guys. Somebody mentioned it the other day. I was like, God, when you see that, you're like, how are they going to make a whole movie of this? You guys have to review that one for sure.
It's somebody requested it, so it's probably going to happen
now.
It might have been the post. Sure. I think it was a recommendation to you guys where I saw it. Somebody, it was on my feed or something like that. But yeah, an amount of inanimate objects for the win. Just possessed in and of themselves, not from a higher possessed or a evil entity.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is a really creepy mechanism to put into things. You know, like the cursed objects, you know, or inanimate objects coming to life, you know, like chattering teeth or like
you just gave me an idea.
Double crashing monkeys, you know.
Is the Brave Little Toaster public domain?
Winnie the Pooh just had it. I'm sure you can make it work.
Brave Little Toaster. A toaster become the killer toaster, and then you could have like, what was it? The lamp? Was there a blender? There was the blanket.
Yeah, the blanket.
Somebody should be doing that.
You don't even need that. You just need a toaster and a blender. There's a fucking vacuum.
Oh, the vacuum. I forgot the vacuum. He was like kind of like the Eeyore type character. He was the downer kind of one.
Yeah.
This is bad. This is
one in every group.
I would watch that like that in a heartbeat. In a heartbeat. Awesome. All you need is the fucking. I'm telling you, all you need is the blender and the toaster and just wreak havoc.
I know.
Absolutely.
Googly eyes. You can put googly eyes on them.
Yeah, put googly eyes on a blanket too. Just fuck everybody up.
You already had like googly eyes. You had that little
like, this just makes it worse.
It's scary.
All right. So, Clint, where are we at now? We're at
his second story was Kringles the Christmas Clown.
Kringles.
That was scary. Oh, that one. That one actually did scare me. And at first it's kind of like, what are they going to do with this? How is this? But I like that one a lot.
I like that one.
Yeah, I mean, clowns are creepy for the most part, you know, and I think they were just like, how do we make a clown a Christmas thing? Mm-hmm. You know, let's have a kid who's playing video games and not listening to his dad.
Yeah.
And his dad walks in all like, you know, Hank from King of the Hill. And,
God damn it, Bobby, turn that fucking thing off.
Which is exactly what I thought of when I saw him. Like, holy shit, you know.
Damn it, Bobby.
If they ever do that movie, he can certainly sell propane.
I definitely could see that happening. He's got to keep that on his resume, you know, on a bucket list of if someone's looking for that.
Yeah. So like he tells a story about, you know, how if kids don't listen to their parents, you know, Kringles the Clown will show up, you know, with his propane accessories. And okay, maybe not, but he'll kill the parents.
That was the twist. I was like, damn, that's dark.
And then
he's like, you suck at raising kids, so we're killing you first.
And then we're stealing your kid.
And then we're taking your kid in a sack up to where they make the toys that you never got, and you're going to start making them bitches for other kids. So
that was twisted.
So they're probably just, you know, CPS is all they are, just child protective services, all they are.
So like, just very like severe when he said that. It kills the parents. I'm like, geez, really?
Oh shit!
They're really taking it to as far as they can go with this Kratos here.
And what I'm thinking is like, how is that a threat to like a kid that already acts like he doesn't like you? You know,
you might test it. Kids are like that,
right? It's like,
a horror story for the
whatever.
parents.
They take care of you. I don't have
Whatever.
somebody telling me what to do anymore. Good,
Right? Like, oh shit!
Or at least the kid has a job and he gets to live. The parents are the ones that get killed. This is
true.
a horror story for parents.
That is true.
Exactly.
Okay, there we go. There we go.
So the parents are the victims here.
Mm-hmm.
So he's like, go to bed, and he runs off. He's like, I'm gonna get my iPad.
I got the world's biggest iPad.
And play my
like,
game. Yeah.
What is that thing?
Just conveniently under his pillow.
It's a touchscreen smart TV.
Yeah. Conveniently under his pillow, ready to go. He's like, "Yep, back in the game. I am."
Yep.
It's a
like,
beacon.
with this old hand.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
And immediately the vibe in the room changes.
Yep.
Everything gets super creepy.
Yep.
You know, and I don't know, his dad comes busting back in after he yells for him or something like that. And,
Damn it, Bobby, what'd I tell you? Turn that damn TV
Turn
off.
it off.
Yeah, damn it, Bobby. You know.
Come on, barbecue.
Yeah. He's like, the clown is here. And he's like, that's just a story I told you to scare you. You know,
Go to bed.
Like, go to bed, you know. And he turns around to leave, and like a Christmas tree ornament flies out from under the bed. Like, what the fuck is that?
Where the fuck that come from?
You know? Yeah, he goes and he picks it up, examines that. Well, he's distracted by the Christmas ornament. Gets a bag of cotton candy over his head.
Cotton candy. I was lost at that point. I was like, fuck. I was like, you know what? It was pink cotton candy. I'm like, why wasn't it red? Why wasn't it green? And he's like, and then you find out why. Well, let's put a little red in here. Absolute fucking stabbing spree. I mean, damn.
I love that.
See, to me, it was kind of like in Ghostbusters, where they think they choose what the monster is going to be. It was kind of like the parents doing that. Okay, what can we come up with that'll scare our kid that hasn't been done, that they're not, they heard about Krampus, they heard about this, they like spin a wheel and it's like just, or it just comes up and they're kind of like Cabin in the Woods. They're like, who picked
nice.
Who picked a clown with cotton candy? It's effective, but it's like this random. It could have been a merman too under the Christmas tree, but they picked the clown, so that's how they got Pringles.
That's in the sequel. It's in the sequel. Damn it!
It really did feel like it was a story made up on the spot, you know, and to have it just manifest into real life, you know, just gave you a feeling of like, well, how the hell did this happen? It's like, is there like some spell in this house? You know, I don't know. It's like, was the
Christmas portal?
You know, were they reading from the Necronomicon in the other room? I mean, what's going on here?
Rick and Morty.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
No, I like this one. This one was well done. I mean, it really was, especially with the kill too. It was like, damn, that was fucking brutal.
It was one of the more brutal ones.
Shit out of the dog. The dad. Dog.
Like a dog.
Same thing.
I was like,
you know,
I was like, when the
I don't know
fuck
what he is. Just some dude with glasses and a shirt.
Like, is that exposition? Did I miss that exposition?
No.
All right.
You know,
so
shove the kid in the sack and he's gone.
He's fucking. It's game over. Back to the bar.
Yeah. Back to the bar.
Back to the bar.
Back to the bar.
Who's and that was old Santa Claus.
Yeah, that was Ginger Santa, and then we move on to Wheelchair Lumberjack.
Yeah, this first one's what? Santa Claus, ain't it?
Santa Claus, yeah.
CLAWS.
Oh, I like when they do that.
Right. This has one of our good friends in it. Drew Marvick was in this one,
and his kids, and even the lizard there, the pet. So I really love this one because it was like the whole family got in on that one. So
you could tell the chemistry too, because it was like these two do not like each other, or they are really good at not liking each other.
And also from Xmas too. So Drew, he's just perfect for that messed up holiday bringer of death. So
that's saying it lightly.
Oh, and I like the record. Them putting the record in there too.
Yep. No, this was a good one. I like this one. This was straight and to the point too, literally.
Yeah. Oh, the little girl still believes in Santa. All she wants is a cell phone for Christmas. You know what I mean? Which is
Most of us
That
do.
makes sense for these days. It's like everybody wants a cell phone, and so that's what she's thinking about, and her brother is just like prodding her relentlessly
Biggest
and
douchebag.
making fun of her, and taunting her with the lizard and all that stuff, and telling her she's stupid for believing in Santa, and then he just changes his mind suddenly. Another one of these stories where it seems like you just say something and it manifests itself. So
It's the magic of Christmas.
Exactly. It's like,
That's why I hate Christmas.
so
I don't want to die.
yeah. The magic was in the air. He was talking about Santa. When God made Santa, he put all the good into him. So there was none left when he made his brother. So he had no choice but to make him with evil. And but that was too much evil. So they had to send him to hell. But you can bring him. Yeah. You can bring him back. All you got to do is play a Christmas song backwards. And
I knew right there this was fucked from the get-go. I was like, yeah, you know what? This never ends well.
Yeah.
I love the record being implemented in there.
Yeah.
I thought it was
absolutely. It's like, you know what? This never ends well.
no.
And it did.
Yeah. He turns back to look at the record. He's like, is that a Christmas song? And he runs over and he just starts.
Yeah, I mean, like not even like slow.
Because
like,
that's how record players work.
Yeah, right. Because that's not gonna fly the fuck off.
Yeah. And he just completely goes insane while he's doing it. Getting all dramatic in his voice and stuff. Yeah.
That shit was freaky too. Man. I was like, this kid is fucked up.
Yep. And when you know some wart-faced looking evil Santa Claus comes out looking all buff as shit, getting ready to kill somebody.
Yep.
And
those warts, I thought they were Christmas lights hanging out of his face. That would have been awesome.
Yeah, was it glass or what? What exactly? I
don't know what that was.
Like glass or
yes, Drew's gonna have to come on the show.
Spiky. Spiky.
Something he picked up in hell, I'm sure.
Yeah.
So
something I picked up.
Yeah, just a little something I picked up.
On my face.
Yeah. So the little girl hides herself underneath the blanket because she can't believe what she's seeing. And
I love how that's the protective thing of all kids. Get under the blanket and you'll be fine. Yeah. While our brother gets literally fucking pinned up against a wall.
Everybody knows that's how you avoid the monsters under the bed. You have to be under the blanket.
It can be a portal sometimes too, like in what was it, The Grudge 2? She goes under the blanket and then it's like they put the sheet and she's gone or whatever. Like I don't really trust the blankets as safe these days either. People have covered that too. I think
it's a lot of portal talk.
I love blankets. Blanket forwards.
Yeah.
A lot of portal talk tonight.
A lot of portals. A lot of
portals.
Portals.
So it's an awesome word, portals.
Yeah.
ASMR portal.
Portals. Yes.
My favorite part of this segment happens at that moment because when everything calms down, she can't figure out what's, it doesn't sound like anything's happening anymore. She pulls down the blanket, and sees her brother dead pinned against the wall, sees a cell phone right next to her,
and gets on that motherfucker and just
she's like, I'm going to call my
town.
He was like,
this motherfucker ain't even activated yet.
He doesn't even
I'm going to call my bestie.
She called me.
Like,
Santa is so cool as her brother's just hanging there. I was
dying. Yeah, I was dying with that one.
Makes me glad I don't have siblings because I believe that seemed realistic. She was super into it.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
it's fucking hilarious though, because just having a full-fledged conversation. Yeah, my brother's hanging on the wall. Saying it's really cool. Tagging on my cell phone. Like, damn, this little girl's fucking evil.
Yeah, she is.
So, all right, what do we got next, Clint? Scary net. Now, speaking of the whole cursed item thing, so this one takes it to like another level, and then like another level after that. Once you see what happens, it's like, what the holy fuck?
He was kind of a dick.
Kind of a dick. Yeah, you're not. I mean, no news flash here. That's we knew that one. Yeah, he was a fucking asshole. No doubt about it. So
played it very well.
All right, Clint, scary net.
Yep, scary net. So I did read in the trivia about this that originally in this story it was written as like a husband and a wife couple, but with casting issues, finding a lead male that they were happy with they ended up casting 2 females for the role and changing it to a lesbian couple, which I think was kind of cool. That worked out wonderful. Because they were both great.
Absolutely.
Amazing actresses for sure.
Yes. Completely agree.
I completely agree too.
So they're just setting up for Christmas. They're having a good old jolly time. And suddenly one of them just spies this little doll amongst the decorations.
Dude, she was like, shoot.
Yeah.
I mean, that shit was like radar going off.
She's like,
what?
Where the hell did you get that?
I mean,
it's just, gosh, I just found it in the attic. I thought it looked cool. Put it down here with the decorations, and like you, just inexplicable, why she was like super afraid of this thing. But she seemed to try really hard to put it out of her head. Although she did note, for the record, that the doll was possessed.
It has to be. It's Christmas.
Yes.
She made that shit perfectly abundantly clear that that thing, something ain't right.
I love that it was a new, like a fresh, independent take on the elf on the shelf.
Yeah.
And it's like this is all female empowerment and female geared, like elf on the shelf. To me, I really did love this segment, and I love Kaylee Williams, who has been in a lot of really great seasonal things herself. Like she was in Mrs. Claus. She was in Teacher Shortage, which I was in. That director, Troy Escamilla, did Mrs. Claus, which is another great independent holiday horror film. But Kaylee was exceptional in this one for sure.
Yeah,
it was amazing.
Yeah, Mrs. Claus is actually on my list of movies to watch.
Watch it.
I will. I absolutely will.
I thought it looked like Blade from Puppet Master.
It's funny. It's funny that you say that in like the opening scenes of the movie. Like I swore that I saw a doll from Puppet Master. I don't remember the name of it because I just don't know him that well. But like you remember the one that his head was split in 3 places and it would just like spin?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I thought I spied that one in the beginning because
you did.
Saw a doll sitting against the wall.
Really?
Yep.
Yeah.
You did.
Nice catch.
Now that you say that, yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Nice catch.
Yeah, because they had him like he was in red. He was like dressed like an elf,
and
you couldn't even tell. But yeah, now that you say it, yeah, definitely.
I'm gonna have to go back and look for that. I love seeing stuff like that. Yeah. Seeing especially when you can find like a doll or something weird from another film or something they just placed around and somebody is like savvy enough to catch that.
Yeah. I want to say it's like one of the very first things you see. Like,
it is.
First couple of frames. I mean, it's like right there. Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, there were a few nods in another segment that we'll talk about when
we haven't gotten to yet.
Awesome.
Haven't gotten to
sounds
yet.
like you have a lot to say about it.
She just loves that segment. She's like, let's just get to that one. I want to.
Skip all this. You're taking too long.
We're fuck all these other
ones. I realize that.
She's like, any minute they're going to talk about something random again. God,
we're getting there.
Portals or something.
I am so used to these guys.
But I did love the dialogue and the fresh banter amongst these two ladies. We got
let's go upstairs.
We got such
gobble,
wonderful
gobble.
things about gobble gobble and let me stuff your turkey.
We're getting very Thanksgiving borderline.
Let's practice stuffing a turkey. Like, oh boy,
I'm like, good Lord, I know where this is going.
That's like one of those things that you sit down for dinner, and you just kind of look at one another like, what's happening? Are you thinking what I'm thinking?
Had to bring that up.
Yeah. So no wonder they forgot about the possessed doll. They're like, let's go.
Yeah,
do
they got a great
else.
relationship. Why care about that?
This is going to be an awkward turkey sandwich the next day.
Now I'm hungry. I'm just going to go make some food now.
Go for it.
Talk amongst yourselves.
Right.
So they, they ended up going to bed that night. Girl bolts right up, hears noises, thinks something serious is happening. She goes out to the landing, basically sees the thing laying on the ground, and then it gets up and starts from the stairs.
Like, what the fuck?
She don't scream, nothing. She just goes back to bed. She's like, it's not happening. It's not happening. Covers herself up.
I'm screaming.
Yeah. I'd been freaking the hell out.
Go back to sleep.
That door would have been shut. I'd had a chair under it. I'd have been trying to bust out a window or something. Screaming for the neighbors. Instead she just gets back to bed. It's like, I didn't see that. Didn't happen. And girlfriend wakes up. What the fuck's the matter with you? You know, she's like, I'm trying to get some sleep. Shoves her out of bed.
Yeah, kicks
You
that
know?
bitch out of bed, just boom,
I'm like,
damn.
Jesus. We go from
She
all
really
the pillow.
needs her sleep.
Yeah.
She takes it
You go
super
from wanting to
serious.
stuff my turkey
Yeah.
to knocking me off the fucking bed.
Oh, it's all love and sexy talk right up until you need some sleep.
Yeah.
You know, and now it's like, get out of here.
Yep.
So, yeah, she leans over the bed because she never got up, you know, just to see her getting choked out by this freaking doll.
Choked out.
Huge.
Like,
Choked out.
fucking, like
Yeah.
Sergeant Slaughter, Cobra Clutch, choke out. You're getting fucked up.
Very intense.
Yeah.
You're getting destroyed.
So somehow this has caused enough of a disturbance for a neighbor to call the police.
Yeah,
Finally.
explain.
Yeah.
Okay, so explain that one. At this point, there was one scream. One.
Yeah.
They're very attentive neighbors, which we don't get a lot of that in horror. Usually the neighbors, the whole house is burning down. It's sinking literally into the ground and the neighbors don't seem to notice. So
I would have been okay with neighbors from like National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. Like, those are the neighbors I want.
Yeah.
Yes.
They just fucking call the cops. If anything, you fucking light up the Christmas tree, I'm calling the cops. Fucking shitter's full, calling the cops. Fuck it. She screams like, oh. Once.
Yeah. So our boy James Stokes rolls up, steps out, and I would like to note he was wearing a name tag that says J. Voorhees.
Voorhees.
Oh, nice catch again.
Yep. Deputy Voorhees.
And I found that really interesting because he also did play Jason Voorhees in Voorhees Night of the Beast. So that was, I don't know if these things were happening at the same time or something like that.
But he was very attentive.
Yeah, something like that. So somehow they slipped that in there, and I thought that was a cool touch, and he played that role really well. I mean, it's like he was made to play a cop.
Oh,
some people are. You just love seeing them, like John Saxon.
Yeah.
It's like you just love to see them play that cop when they come in there, just bashing the door down.
Nicole, calm down. God damn it.
Yeah. Nobody said William Sadler.
Nobody said William
just
Sadler.
A second.
Nobody. We were talking Die Hard earlier. I'm surprised she was like, I really like Die Hard too because you get to see his naked ass. And that's a Christmas movie. And that's a Christmas movie.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So we didn't get that argument. I was very, very surprised and very proud of you that you didn't completely take us on that ride that is William Sadler.
I didn't want to take Julie down that rabbit hole.
Hey, that's the next time. We're just gonna go for Christmas male nudity or something in the next the next countdown.
I'm not having
that's a whole other
just me and Nicole. You guys can just let us
exactly.
They're gonna have a 13-day advent calendar. It's just gonna be William Sadler's ass.
William Sadler's.
That's all it's gonna be. Fuck the chocolate, fuck the candy. Just have his ass cheeks behind every piece of paper we pull out.
I'm looking at them right now, hanging on my wall. Yes.
She has a custom one.
More.
She has a custom one.
Nice.
Jesus. Anyway, yes.
So
James Stokes.
He knocks on the door, but gets scared by the neighbor, who I guess is also the neighborhood watch guy.
Well, I would have shot that motherfucker.
Yeah.
He's like, oh my god. Like,
I don't remember if he was holding binoculars, but I feel like he should have been.
No, he had binoculars around his neck.
Did he? Okay.
I'm pretty sure.
If he did it, that's how we all imagine it right now. And it seems like he would. If he's that attentive, he's got to be like just surveillancing the hell out of everything around them. Like
he just comes walking out from like the side of the house. I would have put a bullet in that motherfucker. He'd have been gone.
Yeah, see, that's why you're not a cop, man. You be all trigger happy
that's
every
why
time.
I'm not named
Don't be
either. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah. So obviously this guy doesn't mind his own business. He's and he's what you got here fast? He's like, yeah, well, there was another call of another domestic violence thing happening or something like that. He's like, I'm checking this one out too. And he's like, well, I thought maybe you just like the keys. They give me this when I need to watch whatever for
watch
them.
Their fish.
Yeah, feed
let
their
out
fish.
Let out their geese.
It's like, damn, not only does he mind everybody's business and, spy on them and stuff, now he's got keys to their house.
I don't want a neighbor like that. That's too much. That's a little too basic.
Either not enough neighbor, too much neighbor.
Yeah. He's like, great, thanks. I got it from here. Get the hell out of here. you
Did
know,
that,
and
that's what he said when he walked away. He's like, I guess I'll go look after the whole neighborhood then.
yeah, he's just gonna
What
walk
about
the
the
neighborhood
other
now.
house? What about the domestic dispute? He didn't
Yeah,
help
yeah.
them. Like, how far away was that? And he didn't know. So
No
I feel like
idea.
he's just really watching these girls because he's kind of perving out or something. It's like,
I think
what about
so.
those people? What
Hence
about-
the binoculars.
yeah,
Keeping Tom's son of a
he's just
bitch.
creeping on them.
Yeah. So
Boy,
somehow a short enough period of time has passed that only one of our female characters died. And he manages to get up there and see the poor dead girl and like arrest the other one.
Oh, that's because she was having
She was wrestling around with
yeah,
the
she
little
was doing
doll.
what the fuck were those things called, Clint? Come on.
What?
Those WWE things way back when, the pillow buddies.
Oh,
She
yeah,
looked
I
like-
remember those.
That's what
I
like
do
she looked.
remember
I was
that.
like, damn, she's
Oh.
duplexing this motherfucker, leg drop. Like, man,
He's
she's
looking
going
at her
to-
like, what in the hell is wrong with you?
what is happening here?
She's
Can't
just
remember
like,
I can't remember what those things are called, but that's what reminded me of. I was like, she's like,
it is a real thing. That's not one of those things that we think are real, but it's made up in our head and it came from like us all saying that it was real. It's a real thing.
don't
That's
fuck with me like that because I'll think that you're telling me the truth.
No,
That's
it's
not right.
real.
That's
It's
not
real.
fair. That's not right.
Real.
Your words are golden. I'm screwed up now.
I'm gonna look for it after this podcast. I'm gonna see what those were. There's like Not My Buddy. That was a weird
No, it was like
another weird
fuck it,
doll.
I'm gonna
that
go-
one was
I'm gonna go
weird.
nuts. Hold on,
Yeah.
I gotta figure it out.
My Little Buddy. I think that one was called, but
Yeah, that was a weird one. That was a
Yeah.
creepy one.
Yeah.
That was like a Megan type
Yeah.
thing.
And all these years later,
They were brawling buddies. Brawling
Brawling
buddies.
buddies.
Brawling Buddies.
Right.
Yeah.
Called. Oh my God! See, all right, there you are.
Yep, see?
There it is.
I was not
Yeah.
hallucinating shit. I was not thinking
Yeah.
shit.
Hulk,
It was
Macho
real.
Man,
Yeah.
Ultimate Warrior. Yeah.
The whole time she
It
was
was all
wrestling.
just to do like the elbow
Yeah.
drop. That's why they made that. That was
He was
literally
like,
the only
Slim
move.
Jim.
Yeah.
That was Slim Jim. She's fucking rocking it, man. I'm telling you. That's what it reminded me of. Like she was like just
Going at it.
she was
The hell
fucking
out of
that
it.
thing all up.
Yeah.
Winds up on the floor. There's on the floor, right?
Something
I
like
after
just
she-
that.
on the
after she-
bed. I
after
just
she gets
remember on the bed and
arrested,
she's just like
Taken downstairs and everything.
remembering it way more violent than it probably was too.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
You see her going all over the room now. She's up on the ceiling.
Yeah, it was like Nightmare on Elm
Yeah,
Street.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Just wrestling this motherfucker just all around the room. This should. I hope that's an extended scene. Please, for the love of God, tell me.
Hey,
These
I
are
haven't
just-
seen the extended scenes. I wonder.
Yeah.
DVD. I wonder what's on there.
I'm gonna get it and cut it.
and look and see if there might be. I don't know. I haven't seen the DVD version with what's on there for special stuff, but that'd be awesome. It'd be awesome if it's just like her rolling around, like stomping on it, jumping on it. Just
Put in a fucking stunner.
give me one.
People's elbow. Puts in a bathtub, tries to drown it.
God.
This is awesome. This is,
Yeah, like Karen Black with the.
That's-
I'm gonna
Digby thing.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Yeah.
rip this. I'm gonna rip the DVD and I'm gonna add that segment. Like you're just gonna see it just cut, and it's just gonna be me like with all the brawler buddies in the bed, just fucking
Oh my
like
God.
putting them in
You
RKO's
have
and
to
leg
do
drops.
that. You have to do that. It's like an advertisement for the show or something. Just
Oh, absolutely.
do some weird little videos like that. It would be hilarious.
Oh yes, this is
Yeah.
gonna happen.
I want to see your face all painted up. You know,
Don't fuck with
making all
me,
the
man.
expressions.
I'll go all Ultimate Warrior.
Yeah, I bet.
I'll do that shit. It's gonna be hilarious. So anyway, so then
Yeah.
weirdest part is, so does this girl become this doll?
That's what it looked like.
That's
I
kind of
think
weird.
so.
Should
Turn
be
back
up
to
on
look.
top now.
I was like,
After
okay,
she
that's
got
weird.
arrested, turned back to look, sees her beloved done up like the doll.
And James didn't notice a damn thing. He's like, "Get the fuck downstairs, you crazy bitch!"
Get the doll too. Arrest the
Yeah,
doll.
arrest the doll.
You're taking the wrong person.
The doll broke my fucking arm. It put me in an arm bar. Did you see that?
And arrest the neighbor while you're at it for sneaking into
Yeah,
people's
for
houses.
fucking
Not
watching me and
really.
her gobble gobble earlier. You fuck.
And he's like that attentive. How does he not know about like the doll or anything? You would think that maybe he was always like kind of just what other information would he have just being that into their lives?
And this
No.
is
Ugh.
this is the exposition given to us by Julianne Prescott.
I'm just thinking that's how my mind works.
I mean, you're not wrong. You're not wrong at all. It's like, especially if you got keys, you're supposed to be neighborhood watch. You clearly were watching them doing the nasty earlier. Kind of should know everything.
Yeah, he just leaves out the important details about killer dolls and what actually goes on at night. Does that thing just come out like in the night and get some like milk and cookies and go back on the shelf? Like, I want to know more about the habits of this doll.
I was going to say, like, poured the milk down the sink and broke all the fucking eggs and put them back in the carton.
Ugh, that's just
little bastard.
I want to know what sacred fabric or like spell that it was under that kept it in the attic all that time.
Yeah.
You know, like somehow touching it with human hands basically brought its evil ass back to life. You know what I mean? I don't understand. It's like something happened. You know, there's safe belts in the attic.
Again, it all comes back to the Necronomicon. It had to be involved somehow.
That's this whole fucking story. It's
the whole show is about. It goes back to portals and the Necronomicon.
Yeah,
because
some point Bruce Campbell needs
trees.
Yep,
and trees.
Dolls. It's fucking Necronomicon.
I'm seeing it. I'm seeing it. It's coming together now.
That's right.
He's seeing it together as we go.
Absolutely. All right, brother. So what we're at? Christmas to December or Dismember?
Yeah,
December.
They got the hot bartender in on this now. So like they let her tell some stories, which is kind of weird. They're like, yeah, we know you're the bartender. We're supposed to pay you, but if you tell the shittiest story, you get to pay.
Right.
You'll just comp all our drinks.
Hey.
So she tells the story, A Christmas to Dismember, which
is always a great way to. I love the play on words.
I like that too.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know. This one was kind of like almost like two stories.
This one had Sadie Katz in it. I don't care about anything else.
Sadie Katz, yeah,
pretty much.
Sadie Katz.
It wasn't Jeffrey Reddick in it. He was, he made his cameo in there too.
Yep.
I thought that was. I mean, you had a killer ensemble cast for this one.
This was a good one. I liked this one. This one was awesome.
Speaking of Sadie Katz.
Zombies.
Yeah, exactly. I talked our friend Mike, into watching Night of the Zombies. You know, all I had to say was Sadie Katz. He's like, I'm in. He's like in love with her or something.
She's someone to love. I mean, she's incredibly lovable on every level. Just an amazing person to work with. Just an amazing person to look up to, and just really respect her work. Yeah. She's a filmmaker and doing all that production side stuff too now. She just had a premiere for one of her films that she put together. She's just an incredibly talented person. Yeah. So
Beast Inside.
Beast Inside.
Yeah, we're trying to follow her. We talked to her a few months back, you know, and still that was one.
I talked to her.
One of the funnest things I've ever done. Like she's a riot.
I'll have to tell you. I'll have to tell you. I don't want to tell you on camera, but I have to tell you what she told me the other day when I was trying to get this together because I lost my voice. I talked to her, and dude, it wasn't even 5 minutes into the conversation, and I was rolling on the fucking ground. It was one of the first things she said, and I about died. Fucking died.
Well, then I got to hear it.
Oh, I'll tell you.
Everybody's like,
don't worry.
For the class.
Don't worry. Well, I'll tell everybody after we go off the air because I can't say it online because she's fucking amazing.
She is. I agree.
Okay.
She's amazing. So anyway, yes. Right.
So what happens in this tale?
Christmas to Dismember. So they kind of open it up where there is I don't know, dead cop against a van. Is that where that opens up?
I think so.
Yeah,
I want to say so.
Or they maybe they opened up with the interview. So maybe
I think it was an interview. Yeah. And they kind of got into it.
Vibes of like Halloween, like Michael Myers when it first started, of kind of like somebody that was under psychiatric care and was a killer and around the holidays. So it was getting kind of like a Christmassy Halloween vibe when it started.
Yeah. And Sadie, of course, was being interviewed by a newscaster about her patient, who, of course, is this killer that they have and she's observing. So she is his psychiatrist or doctor who's treating him. Yeah. And I keep forgetting her character's name.
Hirschberger.
It's
the director of photography.
There's too many syllables in that. I can't handle it.
Director of photography, Zane Hirschberger. Good
that was good placement for the name to be in there too. It's very cool.
Absolutely.
And
I thought she was gonna drop like a German accent when I first saw it. I was like, no fucking way. Like, no way.
Would have been cool.
Would have been cool.
Yeah. So she describes what she believes is going on with her patient, and some of the trauma that he endured, and what you can expect as far as his rehabilitation and her work with him, and then they kind of just like fall back into what ends up being a flashback.
Mm-hmm.
So you got like dead cop leaning up against the van. You've got like a really freaked out other cop, walking around. You think you catch a glimpse of the killer real quick around the back of the van. She very slowly and cautiously approaches the back of the van to not really find anybody. And it was a pretty tense sequence.
Especially
Because
for a micro.
yeah, because she ended up going back around the front again of the van, and this is where she messed up. She sees somebody moving in the dark. She keys the mic, but like whispers into it. Hey, if that's you, say it's you, that type of thing.
Sexy voice.
Yeah. And then caps off 3 rounds. One's not enough. We gotta do 3. And then she finally turns on the headlights to the van. Like, I feel like she should have started there. Like maybe, because like whoever's coming, lights in their eyes, you know what I mean? But hey, the tense situation.
Here was my thought.
Okay.
What's the other thing cops carry in their hand besides their gun when it's dark?
Flashlight.
A flashlight.
Fucking flashlight. Just saying.
Usually they had a cross like that.
Yeah, they had a cross.
Yeah.
Or hell,
Yeah.
you
They
can
look better
even
than me
you can
doing
go
that.
full mercenary mode and have a flashlight on your fucking gun.
Yeah. I've seen Magnum Force.
Yeah.
They hold them both.
Yeah.
See, you got it.
Yeah, they're
We're all
I
practicing.
played Resident Evil 4.
Yeah, exactly. And so yeah, she freaks the hell out because she realized that she just put down one of her own, and calls in a officer down radio call. But she knows that the situation is not quite over. She has to get up and continue looking for this killer. And lights come on in a pickup truck. She goes back to check it out, opens it up, pulls a shotgun out, and like, okay, I guess it wasn't a pickup truck, but she walks around the back of it, lifts up the hatch on it. And that was actually a cool cut right there, because she lifts up the hatch to see her own dead body on the inside. But the cut was artfully done to make it look like she was looking at herself, because when they pan back to who's standing there, it's the killer.
Yep.
So there's some really cool camera work in there, and I liked how tense that situation felt. And that was really, really super cool. And then this is when they cut back to what's happening right now. He's inside his cell, basically reliving the kills over and over again, pretending to wipe things off, and so forth. And the orderly out in the hallway is just loving it. He's taking selfies through the glass with the guy. You know what I mean?
You can tell why he got that job.
Yeah.
I love my job.
Exactly.
He can't wait to go to work. It's almost like he wants to be in there himself.
Yeah. And
fucking crazy.
Then out of nowhere, they introduce another character. Like, door opens up. I thought it was a janitor's closet, but this other dude walks out, and they start talking, have a conversation about this guy, and one of them obviously thinks this is great. One of them kind of doesn't. And
you can definitely tell,
one
of them is very uncomfortable in this situation.
Yeah. And they start talking about this busload of kids that this guy killed. And he's like, you know what? My brother was on that
from
bus.
3 to 30. Like,
yeah.
His body count really accelerated very fast.
Yeah, exactly.
This guy just went Assassin's Creed on these fucking kids.
Yeah. He's like, my brother was on that bus. And out of nowhere, he just whips out this 9mm and blasts the guy through the glass.
Yep.
And he looks at it. He's like, "Oh, did you like that?"
I like
he's
that.
like, "You'll really love this." Bam! I was like,
remembering any more of those.
Like, okay. We just went balls to the wall.
It was very actiony. It was very, again, like not the same kind of premise as a Saw or something, but it gave those vibes of like the police chase. the criminals in lockdown, and it was a very well shot, very high production value type of. It did feel like it was definitely a bigger movie that we were seeing a piece of. It did.
Yeah.
That one especially felt like that.
Well, it felt like it too because it was one of the few where they kind of name dropped, like they said, "Oh, this feels like a Jason Myers movie." It's like,
yeah, I remember.
First of all, it's Michael Myers.
Yeah.
And it did, like, it felt like,
Michael
and you alluded to it earlier, like the whole scene, it felt like it was like a Christmas version of Halloween.
Yeah,
kind of how it felt
really
like
did.
there, like shit, like it felt like Rob Zombie's Halloween.
And I love the other guy who walked out right after the murder suicide. He had a Santa hat on, like he's dressed up like Santa. He's like, ho ho, holy fuck!
Yeah, that was a great
best line in the whole fucking movie.
That was
Best one.
And I really like this one because I thought I had the ending figured out, and I was completely wrong. I thought this new orderly was going to help him break out.
Yep.
And help him escape. And I was completely wrong.
Yeah, that was a good twist where they really were on their game about what are we going to do that's going to be off, that people aren't going to expect. I think that like a lot of these segments really did that, where they did something different and they really did bring it around where it was stand out and it was something different that we haven't seen, with things that you go in thinking, oh, this is familiar and like I have it figured out, or it's kind of like something that you might have seen before, and then they just take it off in another direction.
That's why I like shorts. I like shorts because you can do that.
Yeah.
You got what's the duration of most of these, Clint? 12, 13 minutes?
Yeah, they're
Maybe
not
it's
long.
13.
Some
That
of them are
would be
shorter,
great.
yeah. That would be cool, wouldn't it?
Yeah,
13,
so I mean
13.
you have 13 minutes to figure out what you're going to do. And I think and we've said it a lot on these reviews and these episodes we've done, you just got so much more to do with the indie scene. Like you're not held down. You're not, you don't have a director being like, this is how we're going to do it. And that's it.
Yeah.
No deviation. And I think this movie kind of proves that, you got 13 minutes to go balls to the wall. You can either do it or not do it. And I don't think there was one that didn't do it.
Yeah.
No. Some of them were really sad, but they were very effective in that way.
Yes, no doubt about it. But it's like, I just think, I think the next segment is my favorite.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a great one.
It is a good one.
For many reasons. I mean, we watched a movie called Dead Air.
Yeah, we did.
So, and then,
Who's the still?
Who's the actor that's in that's the DJ?
Are you talking about the movie?
Yeah.
Bill Moseley?
Not that one. The one in
this
thing.
thing. You're talking about this segment. Okay.
Yeah, this segment.
Let me see. I will tell you here in a second.
Because he was fucking amazing. That. I got to keep you on your toes, damn it.
I know. What? Come on, let's do this.
I'm trying.
Meanwhile, I didn't take any notes, so just kind of.
Meanwhile, she's just winging it. She's doing
better than we are.
Well, I had some notes, but I just kind of said them anyway, so I think I'm out of my notes. I think I gave any kind of input that I meant to do already, almost. So
she's gonna be like, all of a sudden she's
gonna
disappear.
My notes are, my
she's just gonna disappear. I'm like, well, shit. I thought she was having fun.
No, it came naturally, and that's what I love about coming on here with you guys is I always get like anxiety. I know I've talked about this before about public speaking and how am I going to do this? What are they going to ask? Am I going to sound stupid? Am I going to just sit there and go like this and like stare at something, which I do that. I'm sure I've done that plenty, but you guys do keep me talking. It comes naturally. I think of these things and it just kind of comes out that and like all kinds of other weird, stuff, but
weird shit. I want to get you to cuss one time on your own. No, she doesn't do it, Clint. It's rare. Me, I just talk like a fucking sailor.
I've noticed.
I'm trying to be a little better with it. So, and then I forget because I'm also like, well, can you cuss on this one? Because
yes,
I haven't done this in a while.
Please fucking do.
So I'm like, is this the cussing one or?
Yes, always. Hamityville, always.
Hamityville.
I am so happy.
Was it Wes Bartlett?
It might have been. Either way, that guy was amazing. Whoever they had as the DJ,
I'm not digging it up.
Amazing.
It was great.
He was fantastic.
He
If
was.
I text something, the whole thing's going to fall apart. I'm lucky to have this setup that I have right now. It took quite a bit, and
Don't touch
everything's
a
kind
fucking
of
thing.
tied together.
We'll do it.
Yeah,
Don't do it. That, we'll do our research. We'll get it done.
I'm surprised I could even see comments. This is the first time I think I've ever. It doesn't. It just says Facebook user, but I can't. But I do see things pop up.
Yeah, for all you people out there that don't listen to us every fucking time we do this, sign out, sign back in. Your name will come up on here.
Really? It
Yeah.
works?
I know one of them is Matt Burns. I know that.
Yay!
But so I keep telling these people, sign out, sign in.
I don't even know where I am on whatever. I'm on StreamYard, but it's on
everywhere.
my laptop. So I usually would do it on my phone, but I was hoping that I wouldn't have to do that this time.
Thank God. Me and Clint were worried about that because last time you were on your phone, every single thing we would say or anybody else would say, you would drown out. So you're like
Jeez.
well, this fucking interview sucks.
Oh my
we
God.
don't even know what we do. Yeah, we're like, fucking put it up anyway.
Well, it's good that I did do this. Something told me just bust out the laptop. I'm sitting like in an uncomfortable way, but I could have just put it over there on the sofa and lounged out, but the lighting's not as good over there, so I have to, the ring light or whatever is going on here.
Yeah, because this is my give a fuck face. That's what you could have did.
You got to see this. You got to see every detail of my facial expressions. But I'm glad I'm back on and that you guys can hear me this time.
Oh, absolutely. This has been
amazing.
Phenomenal.
And I'm glad my internet is better this time.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That was happening too.
Yeah,
okay. Well, we're not going to jinx it though.
Oh, don't worry. We're good now. That's we got that shit worked out, especially me. So
yeah. So this guy whose name I don't know.
We still don't know.
God damn it. Hold on. I want the
We still don't know.
Hold on. I want the IMDb.
Well, there's no pictures for me to match it up, and I don't know his character's name, so that makes it difficult.
Somebody tell us in the
Somebody,
chat.
come on, God bless it.
Tell us.
So, he has some great dialogue where he's talking to his people out there on the air, and they're calling in, they're saying stuff. I don't know what kind of radio station this is, but I mean, apparently he can say whatever he wants to out on the air.
Work.
There's no censorship for him. He's saying fuck on the air. He's like telling people that he wants to eat their butt. Oh yeah,
that's
I'm like,
yes,
wow.
Nicole's right. It is Wes Bartlett.
Wes Bartlett. Okay,
yes,
there you go.
Love it.
So and he goes,
Nicole.
he gets somebody else that calls in and tells him how much he sucks, and they hear that he's getting replaced, and that just like starts burning a hole in his brain. He's like flips out on her, like, who the fuck are you? Hangs up on her. And then they cut to the break room where there's like two people sitting there snickering, and one chick's like, "Do you think he bought it?" He's like, "Oh, he took it hook, line, and sinker,"
Yep.
And so like already, he's getting pranked, and he ends up back on the air for some other stuff, some more funny word exchanges, and he ends up putting on like a really long like music section.
Yeah.
Where people can listen to it, and he's got plenty of time to walk around the station, do whatever the hell he wants. Somebody else stops to see him, about, oh yeah, here you're gonna lose your slot. He's like, I'm not losing shit. I'm the hottest thing, that they've had and whenever, and you could tell it's like really getting to him. He's getting more angrier and angrier, and he ends up coming upon this other dude who is more or less kind of pretending to be the guy who's kind of replace him, But this is after a long, tense sequence where he thinks there's somebody in the studio with him, and he's like yelling down the hallway, and he's like, I don't know, saying ridiculous threats and things like that.
He gets a hammer.
He gets a hammer.
You're an ass beating, is what.
Yeah. And so then he comes across this guy who basically is saying, it's cute that you've been on the show. You'll be great on that morning spot. Like, I'm the guy who's gonna take your job. That type of bullshit. And he's like, you ain't taking shit. And he just like beats him in the head.
Turns around and
just rocks his world.
Fucks this dude up.
And he's like, you know what I'm gonna do right now? He's like, I'm gonna wipe this hammer off. I'm gonna put it in your hands. I'm gonna tell them that you attacked me.
Then the lights go. And then the lights come on. Surprise, because it's this guy's birthday.
Yeah, he certainly senses that he's not alone and flips on the lights, and there's like these people just standing and they're like dumbfounded.
One guy's like, has something to say. It's like, well, like, son of a bitch.
Yeah.
Check
Control
your surroundings.
temper.
Yes.
Yeah.
Or check your surroundings.
It kind of reminded me of a polar opposite kind of, but wasn't William Shatner radio DJ in one of those, like another anthology, like Christmas Horror Story or Christmas Story or something like that?
I feel like I just watched it.
You said William Shatner, not William Sadler, right?
No,
yes.
because we're getting it all. It's a whole hodgepodge here with these things.
Just
But
making
that
sure
came
that
to mind when I was watching it. I was like, yeah, didn't William Shatner, wasn't he a DJ in another anthology?
It was.
My mind like just brought that up. It's like Christmas Horror Story, I think. There's a Krampus in it. There's like a big Santa Krampus fight, I believe. And I can't recall what the other segments were, but I just remember the giant Santa
the movie
versus Krampus.
What is it?
The end.
A Christmas Horror Story. I think that's the one that we're talking about.
Shatner
is a DJ. Yeah.
Yeah. But he didn't hammer anybody during a nice party.
No, he was probably hammered.
Yes.
Yeah. He struck me as one of those shock jocks who just said whatever to get people's goat.
Right.
Like a Howard Stern type.
Yeah, like a Howard Stern or
the Grease
some of those
Man.
other assholes.
The Grease Man. Sorry.
Did anybody else catch the nod for Motel Hell in that one?
Oh yeah,
we talked about Farmer Vincent's meats.
Yes. Farmer Vincent.
Yes.
It takes a lot of heat to cook Farmer Vincent's meat.
There was a lot of things in that. Oh, let's see.
There
I've got
was
some notes on this.
Maybe you need to do it. Somebody has to have like an Easter egg countdown for this. If not, somebody who has a podcast, maybe, if you guys want to do it, somebody should do that. There's
Did
like
you see what she just did there?
Yeah.
Somebody else
other people want to do
it. Podcast. What the fuck are you on right now?
I didn't pin you for wanting to do every single Easter egg, but you should get on that.
Yeah.
I will now. Shit.
You better hurry. They're doing it right now.
I'm disappointed now. Maybe somebody else's podcast.
So, in this segment, Dead Air, the radio DJ is drinking Craven's Cold Brew Coffee.
Wow.
So that's a nod to Wes Craven and A Nightmare on Elm Street.
Nice.
Texas Chainsaw Massacre too.
That's awesome.
He called somebody a dog dick.
Yep. Dog dick. Yep.
That's my daughter, everybody.
Aw.
In the Dead Air hallway scene, there's a community board with several Easter eggs, including Babysitter Wanted sign, which is a reference to When a Stranger Calls.
And House of the Devil.
Yes, that too.
Wow.
Home for Sale. Let's see, which they say is Volumes of Blood horror stories, and a product advertisement for Muschietti Spaghetti, Mama's favorite.
Mama's favorite, yes.
So
you guys need to do a top 10 countdown, which is little bits of information there of the Easter eggs.
There was also a Christmas Story. I mean, I could have been just making it up in my head, but when he was in the hallway and he's yelling, who's there, blah, blah, blah. And he said, nobody's going to lay on hand on me, not a finger. I immediately went to the father in A Christmas Story. When he's fighting with the furnace.
Yes.
That could be.
Yeah.
That could be.
Yeah. Or could it be just my warped mind?
But it's in there now.
It's in there now.
Enough for us to all click.
It's good enough for me.
Yeah, good enough. It's good enough for this.
Yeah. We got Farmer Vincent in there. Why not, Christmas Story.
Got everything else in there too. TCM too.
Everything is just in there. Like everything's just packed in there. And if you think of it, well, then even if it wasn't meant to be, it's in there now. Because now we're all thinking it.
Yep.
So I did not notice this, but apparently the radio station is housed in a building called the Fulci Baba Radio Media Center.
There was a sign.
Which is a reference to Italian horror filmmakers Lucio Fulci and Mario Bava.
Nice.
Yes.
One thing I did notice about a few of these anthologies were they referenced a town called Owensboro.
Yeah.
Is that from Scream?
No, that's Woodsboro.
That's
Woodsboro. Okay, then I'm imagining.
Yeah, you're good. That's a good
I didn't
one.
know if it was a
No,
reference
it's
to
really
something.
it is close though. I wonder if there's an Owensboro in another film too. But I think because it does sound like it might have been used for something else as well, and it's play on like last names too. So with people that were working on the film, so
Okay.
I hear Prescott all the time, and I'm just like I think
Sydney.
of Scream too.
Yeah.
I do too. Like I always want to put like a weird spin on her name. But like, don't be a fucking weirdo. Don't do that. She probably gets it out. So I guess the next one is our final segment, which is
the fat cop tells these.
Yeah.
That's all I called him, the fat cop.
The fat cop.
I'm sure he has a real name.
He probably does. He had a fucking name tag on. You've missed it.
Oh.
Did.
I have no
That's
idea what
probably
his
an
name
Easter
was.
egg too.
I was just being a dick.
Probably Voorhees. I don't know.
Yeah.
His was probably like Kruger.
Officer Kruger.
So this one has one of my new friends,
Bart.
Brittany Blanton, in this one.
Yes, she's another great person that they have in this. I was really excited to see. She's also a filmmaker and just an amazing actress. So I love. She was a great drunk in this too.
Didn't she have to? She had to take over for somebody, didn't she? Because she, who was telling me? Was PJ telling me, or somebody was telling me like she had flown in or something? Like she was. She
like
was
a last minute.
Yeah, like a last minute thing, and it worked out really well.
Yeah,
she was great.
She was awesome. Definitely.
This was a fun one for sure. And the monster, it was a messed up ass monster.
Yeah,
we're the best monsters.
Yeah. I don't really know what was going on in this one.
Lots of
balls to the wall. This was fucking insane.
I just caught the your mom jokes in the beginning of it, so it was
That's true too, yeah.
That was cool.
Drinking and monsters, they just go good with everything.
Yeah.
It's
Feast. Feast will tell you.
Yeah.
Which the wraparound reminded me of Feast. I got those vibes from that too.
Yep.
I was waiting for something, the whole time.
Yeah, exactly.
Fucking love this movie.
Yeah, it's great. Yeah, so like just a bunch of friends getting together for Christmas. It seems like they're gonna, drink, eat, be merry, and dude's wearing shorts and an ugly sweater. I don't know what's going on there.
I don't know, but that dude was definitely not ready to go to a Christmas party.
It was great. And they made fun of it because one of the other dudes came in. He's like, what happened to your pants? He's like, I left them at your mom's house.
I'll bring them to you next time.
I'll bring them to you next time I see her.
Damn. Fucking burn.
He was perfect.
Yeah, I was like, God damn. Thought this was we're in a Christmas spirit.
So, yeah, it's like somehow he hears something at the door. As most of his guests have arrived, he goes outside, finds some bullshit about the something about the bells. Keeper of the bells.
Keeper of the bells.
And like the house has been marked or some shit like that. He's like, I don't know what the fuck's going on here. They go back inside to go party again, and he just gets sucked right back out the door, and it closes.
Yeah, like literally.
Just loves it.
Exactly.
I was like, damn.
Excuse me. I need to entertain the child for a second.
Aw, I'm surprised my dog hasn't started up. He's been so good during this whole thing. One bird.
Well, see, normally she hits us with a song. Like most of the time, she'll just bust out. I mean, like.
I heard a song. I thought I was wondering if she's caroling.
Yeah, she'll just open up and just start
adding to production value. There she goes.
She has been recently. I don't remember which Christmas
song she got on. Clint?
What?
She got Disney pajamas on?
Some princess I don't recognize.
Oh shit! Oh man, I don't want to get sued.
Yeah, there's some Disney
Tell
princess I don't
sing,
recognize.
songs that are not copyright.
Yeah, she has to sing.
Yeah. Public domain only.
Yeah,
the kids are great at that too because they'll just mishmash the words anyway, so it's safe. It's fine.
She's
got
have her sing London Bridge or something.
Yeah, there you go.
Rudolph Cross's London Bridge is falling down.
Look, you have to do the French version because I'm sure Disney has something to do.
Oh, yes.
Chakra bleu.
Yeah. So like that dude gets sucked outside, door slammed shut. We have no idea what happened to him. I have a feeling that he suffered from off-screen death. And
with bells.
Man.
Yeah.
Darn.
And next thing you know, the keeper of the bells comes in.
Oh boy.
starts hacking the shit out of people.
Oh, he's fucking people up.
I mean, yeah. And it's just a regular bloodbath. Everybody gets slaughtered. And it was kind of weird. There was like 2 of them, wasn't there? There was like
there's like a
the
little
creature, and then there was like, I don't know what the hell was with him.
Like big motherfucker,
little,
and then like
gimp
a little
or
big
something. I don't know.
Gimp,
along with him.
That's the professional credited name of that.
Yeah. Was there a leash? I feel like there was a leash.
We're not going to make it any weirder than it already is.
We will. Just give us enough time.
We got the Galloping Gimp that's credited as the Galloping Gimp,
which is great. I love that.
I mean,
does he have his own show or a movie?
If he doesn't, he should. I think he was in Mortal Kombat 11.
Oh yeah, was that Meat?
Yeah.
Weird ass character.
There's a dude that sits on his motherfucker's shoulder. That's exactly what that reminds me of.
Oh God.
Jeez.
Oh, I know you're talking about. What was that one? God, I can't remember that one.
Oh, that's why we got Wikipedia.
I saw a countdown on that the other day with like every weird, like discarded Mortal Kombat character. There are some ones that it's just like, yeah, I really don't understand either.
Really oh God. Anyway, keep going, Clint, while I figure out this motherfucker's name.
Yeah. So some people showed up. They were obviously late to the party, and they're having this interesting conversation about, it's like, oh, great, everyone else is here but us, and he's like, well, I didn't anticipate how long it would take to get here. She's like, well, you waited till we got in the car to start the GPS. And he's like, you do realize the GPS is part of the car, right? And so they had that conversation. And then next thing you know, they're tripping on dead bodies and screaming and freaking out, and I thought kind of that would be where they would end the segment, but they didn't. Out comes the freaking, keeper of the bells to kill them too. So what do you know? The house is cursed. Everybody who showed up is dead, even the ones who were late.
Destroyed.
So it's like, there is no benefit to being late because you still die.
That's true. You're just not getting over no matter what you do. It's best to just not do anything. But as we've seen, those people also died. So
you're not getting away with it.
Yeah. You got to just survive the holiday till next year.
They should have stayed home.
True.
And this was another segment I would have liked to have seen an extended version of.
Yeah.
Like I love the idea of the keeper of the bells and they've been marked for death that year. I would like to see a full version of that.
Mm-hmm.
Hell yeah.
With some history to it.
Their effects and their team and everything is just top notch. So that's definitely something that would have been amazing to see more of. I know that I love lore too. I love monsters. That's something that I incorporated into Silent Night, Bloody Night 3 was I have a lot of talking about monsters throughout the ages, all the urban legends and stuff, really big on that. So into this really felt like a substantial urban legend and a really big threatening monster that I wanted to know more about the backstory and every year what happens with it and know more about it.
Yeah.
Speaking of monsters, that dude's name was Ferrator.
Yeah, it's the little one that had the little one on top of the big one. The little one was the smarter one.
Yep.
Yeah, I remember that. And he gets knocked off and he's like
yeah, absolute fucking now we're back.
Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
I had to get that in there, man.
Yeah.
Finish him.
Yeah, this one definitely would have benefited from a little bit more story.
I liked the premise of the whole thing.
Yeah, I liked it. It just it could have been just a little bit better if we got a little bit more of that backstory of
we needed more time.
Why this thing is here and what draws it to your house. How does your house get
the
marked?
first guy that died, you never even saw him again. What happened to him?
Yeah, explain the characters a little bit more, make them seem like major dicks. That way you're not feeling bad that they're dead. You know what I mean?
That's always a good thing.
Yeah. That's one of my favorite things. I'm like, oh, these guys are assholes. I can't wait to watch them die.
Exactly.
And then I got to wait an hour and a half. I got to watch the whole fucking movie to watch these dicks die.
Just kill Bobby already. Kill him.
In this case, I'm okay with that. So we're through with the segments, but there's really one more.
Yeah. Well, I thought this next one would be your favorite one, Don. The Killer Caribou.
I just love that name, Caribou.
I love this one.
This one's awesome.
Loved it.
Fucking awesome. It might be my favorite.
And it's
Aw,
so
you
simple.
put a medal.
It's fucking awesome. It is really good.
Yeah.
Well, go ahead, explain it.
All right.
I mean, you really don't have to. I mean, Killer Caribou. I mean,
it's almost self-explanatory, but
That's why we love it.
yeah. Yeah, you got some poor old guy who's hanging out in a cabin all by himself. Seems like one of those hermits who just lives off in the woods. You know what I mean? It's got kind of a resemblance to like a Santa Claus type character, but it's like I really didn't get that vibe as we went through it. So some dudes like start beating on his door. He opens it up. They force away in his house. One dude is seriously injured, and he's like, "What are you doing here? You can't be here. What are you, hunters? Like, you're trespassing. It's marked everywhere." He turns around, sticks a gun in his face. "Shut the fuck up, old man." That type of thing. And they want help and things like that. And I guess they hear, I don't know, they hear a noise. Draws the one dude away. He goes up the steps, check it out, And there's a conversation between the old man and the dude who has an injury. And suddenly it seems like he knows him by name. He's like, "Ah, you've always been a good boy. You really ought to get out of here while you still can."
Theodore, he's always been an asshole.
Yeah, he's always been naughty,
Damn.
And then he like yells up at him, "Ted, what's taking so long?"
Goes up there and motherfucker is,
"Oh, you got a zombie caribou up there. I don't know what the hell that thing is, but it's like all
I want to see more of it.
Yeah, it's either a zombie or it's been hit with like some like nerve gas or some kind of agent.
It's lupus.
It's like it's all messed up. It's like
lupus.
Open sores. There's nothing.
No offense to anyone that has lupus.
Oh, there's nothing.
And the caribou. No offense to
the caribou. Anybody actually has. If you have a caribou with lupus, I'm going to hell.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
Poor caribou.
Yeah, well, to me, nothing says Christmas more than a caribou with open running sores. So
we don't see enough caribou in anything. So
no,
it's just
absolutely
very
not.
Great inclusion for the caribou.
I agree.
I'm happy that they had one.
So yeah, like I feel like his window of time to escape was very narrow. Because like, yeah,
you think?
Because
what was your first clue?
Because he tells him, "Get out of here while you still can,"
And there's a clock ticking.
Yeah. And within 45 seconds, it's already too late because he's gone upstairs. He sees this crazy like zombie caribou. He comes running back down to try to get the hell out of there. Next thing you know, he's dead. Well, not dead.
He didn't listen in time. That's the problem. When someone tells you go, maybe that you do it then.
Yeah. It's like so much for being a good boy.
Yeah.
You
didn't listen.
Yeah. So he's on the floor, wounded again, and they're, old dude in there is like loving up on the caribou, lets him know he's like, "I'm the caretaker, and I'm just here to make sure that, they stay under control," or whatever the hell he said. I don't know. And he's like, "Well, I'm going to give you one more gift for Christmas." He's like, "At the very least, I can make sure that you don't suffer." He's like, chokes him down with Christmas lights.
Again,
like, Jesus Christ, man.
These motherfuckers watch way too many WWF matches in the good old days.
Very, very intense.
I mean, Garland is like the #1 killer in this fucking movie.
Yeah.
At least there were lights this time. I don't think we've seen enough of the lights. The Garland, I feel like we got a substantial amount of screen time with the Garland.
Do you realize no one gets shot in this movie? No one gets shot in this movie.
There's some guns, but
the cop does.
Well, the one cop does.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
And
still, like one person in a horror movie gets shot with a gun.
Yeah.
That's unheard of.
You gotta get stabbed with the gun. We don't use guns very often.
Yeah.
Julie's gonna start making movies. They're just gonna randomly have Christmas lights kill people. Like, wow, it's fucking July, Julie.
Yeah.
So what's next? I'm starting the inanimate object killer countdown. You guys got to do the Easter egg one, and we'll all meet back and reconvene.
Right. Yeah. And the brave little toasters.
And the brave little toaster, which I'm sure someone's working on right now.
Yeah.
Can't wait.
I love to inspire people, so.
I can't wait.
I feel inspired.
Yay! I feel inspired. You guys inspire this weirdness out of me too, so all mutual.
Fantastic.
So it was short and sweet.
Yes.
Killer caribou. People got killed by caribou. It was awesome.
But
who's the old guy?
Who's the old guy?
Yeah.
Looks like the asshole from Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, the asshole that's yelling at Hermie and all of his fucking people. You know what I'm talking about? When they were making the toys, that's what the asshole looked like.
Wow.
Nobody else. All right, fuck it.
Wasn't Prancer the depressing movie about a reindeer? Prancer.
Oh,
It was like the old yeller of
reindeer.
Right, should have been Donner. Or whatever.
You should have been. I can't even fucking make fun of you because there ain't nothing else I can say. There ain't no reindeer named like Clint or.
No, you're the reindeer. So
I was just thinking about the Donner Party. So I mean,
yeah,
Donner should be a cannibalistic reindeer.
All right. Bring us back home. We're at the end. We're at the fucking finish line. Bring us back.
We can do this. We can do this.
Yeah, wrap around. We're back there. Somebody else had slipped into the bar. Another female character with a bowling bag. So I'm thinking, oh, geez, where is this going? You know, we going all mystery men here? Like, where's Janine Garofalo? You know, it's like, but no. She basically saunters up to the bar and and just like taps the priest on the head, gives him some weird flashback memory. And
what the fuck was that?
Yeah, that was kind of weird because it's like, all right, we're going further in with the supernatural and the magic, you know, because she just like re-implanted like a memory into his head, you know, of Total Recall style or some shit, where it's all of them, everybody who's in the bar, with the exception of the bartender, like pitching a hand to kill some girl. I'm like, this is weird. It's like, it's kind of strange for them to be hanging out in the first place. And then suddenly they're all like these people who are just getting together to kill somebody because they collectively have an itch to murder someone. I just
all walks of life.
Yeah, I didn't quite understand. Yeah, and we got a cop, got a pediatrician, we got a freaking priest, we got a Santa. You know, somehow they all get together to kill one person, and that's why this chick is there, because they show a photo of her with the girl who was murdered. So obviously she's
it's her sister, isn't it?
It was her sister.
Yeah, they were related. They knew each other. They did mention, well, there was somebody else there. You know, what about him? You know, so I'm guessing that character didn't fit into the number of stories that they had to tell and the number of people they needed to have at the bar. So she tosses him the bowling bag, you know, to show, hey, there's a head inside. That's that other guy. I guess he wasn't untouchable after all, you know. So like she's just wrapping it up, you know, throwing this guy on top of that guy, stabbing this guy with.
Now, hold on a second. Hold on before we get too far into this.
All right.
Did you notice that the asshole with that was dressed like Santa Claus?
Yeah, he got
grabs metal straw.
Yeah, like he's gonna do something with it.
And then kablam, you got Joker.
Yeah, she totally did the Joker on it.
Like, what the fuck, man? Like, what were you gonna do?
Bam!
Like, were you gonna keep on drinking? Like, you grabbed that metal straw for no fucking reason.
Yeah,
no reason.
Yep. So yeah, he goes on top of the cop. You know, she ends up like hitting that guy, the cop, in the neck with a freaking stool leg.
Yeah, fucking.
Which goes like that was a cool effect.
That was cool.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know, what'd she do to the guy in the wheelchair?
Snaps his fucking neck. Turns
wheelchair
his
lumberjack. Oh yeah, she broke his neck.
And then asshole pediatrician, she
just wings a knife at him.
On her, just boom, like right in the fucking back of the neck.
Yeah.
We're back to the wrestling and the intense violence all over the place, rolling around on the floor.
I feel like the priest got the best one.
That was.
Oh yeah, he got the bottle shoved in his.
That was fantastic.
Broke the bottle off. She was gonna hit him in the neck or something like that, and he said some stupid shit.
It doesn't have to end like this.
Like this.
Yeah, you're right. Bam!
Oh yeah,
dude, right in the crotch. Dude. Next thing, he's pissing blood out the front of this bottle.
That was fantastic.
It was great.
It was very thorough.
I loved it. That was the best.
Yeah. And the ending was the best part of this movie, without a doubt.
It was great.
It was just ape shit. Just wow.
It was just a great wraparound to come back to. I mean, you have to have a really good wraparound with characters you want to come back to again. And I thought that they did a great job with that cast and the way that they delivered everything. And they were interesting. And you did want to know what was going on with them. Why were they there? And I feel like the payoff was really great.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
No, definitely. Definitely. Well, now let's see how we can do this. All right. So I don't know if we can ask Julie these questions because she may not be allowed to because it's, she was in the movie. So if we ask, rate it.
I don't know anything because I was never actually there.
Right. That's true.
So I really didn't have involvement in the filming itself or what was going on. So I'll do my best, but I really might not know a lot because my segment was just, I don't think it was even, I think I put together the wording. I'm not sure if it was even scripted per se. I can't remember for sure.
Jack Frost snipping at your nose.
Yeah, he does do that. That's another great holiday horror movie, Jack Frost. I don't
bite your fucking face off.
I don't care.
Anyway, all right. So, because I have mine, because I was a good boy. So, Clint, what was your favorite segment out of them all?
Oh my gosh.
Man. I'm going to go. A Christmas to Dismember.
That's a good one.
I really like that one a lot.
Okay. This is going to sound fucked up.
Okay.
But Dead Air was my favorite one because, and again, this is going to sound really fucked up, but something like that can happen. Like that shit, that was as real could possibly get. Like that, there was nothing really supernatural about that at all. And, the fact that it happened on Christmas, but it was like, that shit could really happen. Like that was as down to earth as it could get. And just the acting in it was fantastic. The DJ was a real asshole, and you were like, man, he's going to get it somehow. Don't know how, but he never got anything. He just said what he was going to do, and then everybody was right there. So he didn't die. He's going to get to go to jail and rot for however long. But I definitely liked that one. I think that was my favorite one.
Yeah.
Nicole?
I actually have my top 5 listed, but oh God, I have to pick one.
Just one.
I'm gonna go with and now I can't even remember the name of the segment. The guy who bargained for his daughter's life, and then the
Devil's Due.
Yeah,
Devil's Due. Yeah.
Because that really, when he came around that corner into her room and saw himself standing there, that creeped me out. It really did. Yeah, I like that one a lot.
Yeah. All right, Julie.
Oh God, it's my turn. Well, I have to go with the Drew Marvick one just because I loved the banter with the kids.
Yeah,
I felt it was one of the more traditional type ones because we have seen a lot of Killer Santas. But I really liked the record. For me, that was really cool. And again, just the natural, like the kids, and the presentation of it all. And it had that like really disturbing humor to it that I really like. So, and it, to me, it wasn't it was dark, obviously. Her brother got nailed to the fucking wall.
Right.
But it does speak a lot about materialism at the holidays too. It speaks about how we're all caught up in presents and how, getting the kids a presents. We're not teaching them to be grateful all the time. They're just ripping through those packages and what did I get? What did I get? So I thought it had like some deeper things to play on there. But for me, it was lighter in the fact that it made me fucking laugh. So, and then again, just the way that they presented it with him telling her that story and how it would come. It was a very different play on the lore with playing the record backwards. And I think all of them did a different play on the lore, which I really liked. But to me, that one, because it was a little bit lighter and made me laugh, I would say that one's my favorite just because for that aspect of it.
I was going to go with that one, but I was like,
and he was nailed to the wall. And the Lizard's performance, performance really sold. I mean, he's a very good actor.
Yeah. I think that was Ernie. That was Joe Bob's Lizard, probably.
Yeah, there you go.
Probably was. So, and that's, and that's a testament to this movie. The fact that none of us picked the same segment,
Mm-hmm.
because they were all different. I mean, you have 13
Yeah.
to choose from, but
Yeah.
that we were all different as far as what our number one or what our favorite one was. So again, that's a testament to that, because you could have. I think that's where a lot of these anthologies they really really fall flat, is that you have, and Creepshow is the one that comes to mind. You have one really high standard that you can't touch, and then you have all these other ones. It's
Yeah.
like, man, how do you live up to that? Creepshow too, especially with the raft. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
really hard to beat that.
Very true.
The first one, you were kind of on even keel, with all the stories, but that second one, it was like, man,
Yeah.
you can't top the raft. You can't. There's nothing in that does it. So,
Well, even with this one, Nicole, she had 5 too out
Right.
of them. That's a
I
big
did,
ratio
yeah.
in that.
I have my
That's
top
like
5
almost
listed.
half of them she loved that much, to where, so that's hugely effective for everybody who worked on this. That half of them were so good that somebody couldn't even really, she just got put on the spot. She's like, I got to pick one. But
Yeah.
authentically wanted to pick all 5, 5 of those.
yeah, and
Yeah.
it's really cool the fact
We
that
didn't
you
hate
have.
one either. Nobody hated one.
No,
No.
no,
No.
I didn't really.
No.
Yeah, I was gonna say which one was your least favorite, but honestly, there wasn't any that I didn't like. Like, all of them told a story. All of them had, whether or not it came across, it hit home. It didn't really matter, because it was like
It was different. They
the
were
story
different.
was told. It got to the point. I got it.
Yeah.
So that's hard to do. I mean, and anthologies, and me and Clint have said it numerous times. Anthologies, they are hard to do, because you just, like I said, you can oversaturate with a good one, and it kills the rest of the movie. And
Yeah.
but when you have something like this, I mean, and even like the indie scene, you have this one. You have, I mean, Shriek Show is one of my favorite new indie horror movies. It's fucking amazing. I love it.
Amazing, yeah.
But it's just a testament to you guys. Your ability to adapt, your ability to come up with something new. I mean, you don't want to see the same shit over and over and over again.
They didn't do that with this one at all, and
Nope.
none of them stepped on each other. None of them were really similar to each other, and the fact that there were so many in one, that makes it even harder to hit all of those points, is the fact that they had so many more stories in one thing that weren't stepping on each other, that were fresh, that had a different take, that weren't really being repetitive on other things we've seen. So the more you have in that anthology, the harder it is to do all of what they did.
Well, this, Clint, correct me if I'm wrong, but this had a runtime of 1 hour and 46 minutes, did it not? I mean, it was up there, because I was like, holy shit, this is, this is a long
anthology.
But it never felt that long.
Yeah.
Like, there's some movies where you're like, God damn, like, what time is it? This one, you just go through and through and through. It's like, man, I can watch this again.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So.
And honestly, a lot of these stories, like you were saying, some of them are so original. I would love to see, and we talked about expanding them into like, a full-length movie or something, but even as like an episode of Creepshow or Tales from the Crypt, just pull it into like 30 or 40 minutes would be brilliant.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, just even seeing like I wonder, like some of these streaming services are starting to do their own like shows and stuff. So even like look at Crypt TV and stuff like that. So even if there was something that was like an ongoing show that just continued to showcase these stories and maybe make them a little longer or continue them or something like that.
Yeah, look into like Shudder or something.
Yeah, man. I mean, I'm definitely in, because, like you said, Nicole, I mean, a lot of these, they got their point across, but just a little more exposition would go a long way.
Yeah,
they had to do it fast, and I mean, they really did do that to the point. It's a good thing that we want more. That everybody here has said that they wanted to see more of this, or they wanted to know more about that. The fact that they were able to make us feel that in just a few minutes is huge too.
Absolutely.
It's very hard to do, for you to be like invested with something that is going to be off, and the next one's on, the next one. So, but you got invested. We got invested with all of these stories. Again, I didn't hear throughout this anybody really kind of being like, well, wasn't really invested. I couldn't wait for it to be over. I wanted to go to the next one or something like that.
That didn't happen. And that's like I said, it's a testament to the writers, directors, the cast. I mean, because they were all different in this. You know, PJ had a lot to do with the movie in total, but you know, each one was written, directed by somebody different, and I mean that kind of shows the collaboration, shows the creativity. Like, damn, you know, each one of these had a different stamp.
Yeah.
So hey, Clint, are you ready? This is me and Clint's segment, so we got to rate. We have to rate this. We have to give this a number.
Okay.
Fuck me.
Oh, I don't want this passed.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, this is just us because we
doing 2 ratings. We're doing critical and fun.
Fuck it. Yeah, let's do it. We got to stick to that scale. Unless if we want to change, we'll change it after New Year.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, critical, I guess it depends, you know, which part of it you're looking at. But I mean, as far as, you know, believability and things that can happen and stuff like that, I mean, there's a lot of things to stretch the imagination here and things that you just have to accept as, oh, magic. That's what's happening right here. So I have no problems with that. But I mean, as far as, you know, things that I think could really happen, I'd say a lot of it, not really. But unless, of course, you're talking about that one with the gift exchange, that could totally freaking happen.
So could Dead Air, I'm telling you.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'll go middle of the road. You know, I'll go about 3 out of 5 on that. You know, but as far as fun, I had a hell of a good time. I'll dock at a point because I got really depressed during it's a wonderful death. But but I'll give it a 4 out of 5. I really had a great time with this, and it was super cool. Like the whole way through, I was entertained by all of it. There wasn't one segment that I thought was bad.
I will echo that, and I'll even give the fun factor a 5 out of 5. You know, just because, you know, sometimes it sucks to have some of the stuff brought up, but at the same time, it's like the fact that somebody can bring it up, can have the balls to bring it up in a movie, and not just once, twice.
Yeah.
I mean, that's, you know, kudos to them, you know, because some subjects people just don't touch, you know, and, you know, the fact it's brought up, you know, twice, you know, in a movie, it's like, it's pretty ballsy. So yeah, I'll give it a 5 out of 5 on fun factor. Critical scale, I mean, fuck it, it's Christmas. You know, 2 out of those 13 segments could really happen.
Yeah.
I mean, fuck it, whatever.
What about the caribou?
Yeah.
One of them is not the fucking caribou, and if it is, shit. But yeah, I mean, you know, for everybody that's still out there listening, 2 people. Where happened to our 15? We were rocking it.
We were doing all right earlier.
We were rocking it.
That's really dropped off.
That's because Julie, that's because Julie fucking shared it.
I'm logged into several different things, so those
yeah,
are actually me.
I think I had it up here on my phone, yeah. But no, this is a phenomenal movie. Not just a Christmas movie, but just in general. I mean, it's a damn good movie. Like I said, 13 segments in it. Great cast. Julie herself's in it. Rebecca Reinhardt's in it. Jen Nagle's in it. Sean Phillips is in it. You know, a couple of our really good friends. So, you know, we're not just saying that because they're in it. It's a really good anthology. It really is. And it's on fucking Tubi, guys.
Yeah,
I mean,
go
it's
watch it.
fucking
Damn it.
free. It's free. If you like it, buy it. I'm going to buy it anyway because I want to see these extended. I want to see these extended cuts of these scenes.
Yeah, I want to know what's on there. So for sure.
Okay, well, hold on because I can tell you.
There we go.
I had it pulled up. Let me see if I can find it again.
It's on Screenbox too. I think I saw advertised recently on something on Facebook, like a post. I shared it. Yeah, it's on there too, I think. And some other, I think Prime, some other, if you have Amazon Prime, I don't know if it's part of your Prime account or not, but let's
see. So holy shit. All kinds of shit. Oh my god.
Oh.
It's
worth buying it.
Yeah, you got
get the special features.
Yeah, so special features. So in case anybody's wondering, I mean we are.
Yes.
So you got the making of the Scary Annette, you got the making of Jingle Bells,
cool.
Behind the scenes of Kringles.
See, here we are.
Dear Santa making a Fox trailer. Dismembering, A Christmas to Dismember, Monsters and Mayhem, the making of Like a Family and Don't Kill Santa on Christmas, Possessing Creativity, behind the scenes of Devil's Due, Quiet on the Set, the making of Dead Air, Screenwriters Podcast, an interview with PJ Starks, Sets, Streets, and Eats, 13 Slays episode, The Nightmare of Making Nightmares, 13 Slays Till Xmas, From Script to Scream, Unearthed, the making of Digging Up the Ghost. That's all special features, guys.
I'm glad that you looked that up. That's immense.
That's legit. That's like sign me up.
So that's probably going to answer, at least fulfill our need to see more about a lot of those segments.
Yeah. And keep this in mind too. It's $19.99. It's $20.
Yep.
Yeah, I'll be buying that tomorrow.
Christmas presents, guys.
Sounds worth it.
Presents.
I'm a sucker for that special feature shit. Like I am.
Oh, I love it.
It's fucking amazing. But anyway, it's 9:30. We've been on for 2.5 hours.
Woo! Is that a record?
Sorry.
No, are you serious? Is that a record? Clint, what is our longest? 14 hours?
14
well,
hours.
that's
because
only because
I fell asleep at the wheel.
I got a bad tailbone.
yeah, he left the room and didn't come back, so we all finished
Oh
the
my
stream.
God.
And there was nothing but like blank air for like 10 hours after that because he never came
That's
back.
awesome.
I
You
think
could have like a Yule log.
Yeah, exactly. I think legitimately I think we've done 7 hours.
Probably.
I'm sure I tapped out at hour 5, but
yeah, I know we've gone. I can tell you at least 6 hours on a few.
It's very natural, though. Again, it doesn't feel like the anthology. It doesn't feel like that time was any time not well spent, and it's come really easy. Again, it's anybody that is listening and watches this and has been in film and interested in coming on, I highly recommend these guys so much. I mean, look how much fun they are to talk to. You guys are above and beyond at what you do. You are in the community. You are above and beyond with what you do. You're above. I mean, you guys are probably just one of my favorite people to ever talk to. You, again, don't make me feel like a super weird, awkward, introverted person as much as I am. So again, I love you guys so much. Thank you for having me on here again. And this was a hell of a show. It was just, again, full of so much information. I mean, very detailed, all the Easter eggs, everybody getting to work with you on this, Nicole, and listen to you and meet you on this. And it's nice having another female like next to my little square over here.
Yes, it is.
A lot of times on productions, I'm the only girl or something like that. So it's cool to see other women in horror and get to meet you and talk to you tonight too. So.
It is. Thank you so much. It was very, very nice to meet you.
Thank you.
And,
yeah.
And we love you for coming.
Yes.
And you are now a part of the 2-time club again.
Yep.
So
Yay!
that's an exclusive group.
Yep.
Not many people come
I'm
back
so
twice.
happy.
So thank you so much for doing that.
We've had Bobby, Jen, and
Jen came back. Yeah.
Yep. Now Julie, and I'm pretty sure we'll be able to get pretty sure this man would have no problem whatsoever coming back on the show. That's without a shadow of a doubt.
Hi.
Yes. Check out check out any of Peter's stuff. Dude is absolutely ridiculous.
And I saw his name for the first. I saw someone's name.
Because he knows how to fucking sign
he
out,
does
sign
it right.
back in.
He signs in and his name's on it. So
he knows how to do it because he wants to be seen. But anyway, guys, Julie said enough. You know where to find her. I mean, she's on Facebook. She's on Instagram. She's on TikTok. She's on everywhere. Check her stuff out.
Thank you.
You know, she's amazing. And she's a great actress. She's just getting into writing. I mean, her big project's coming up with Silent Night, Bloody Night 3. Check that out.
Thank you.
Aren't you doing what is it? Camp Blood 666 episode 2?
Oh yeah, we just wrapped that last Wednesday. So I am knee deep in working with our remote team now and adding credits and doing some of that. We actually had a lot of the script had to be completely reformatted to fit the location and our cast and everything. So that was a huge undertaking. And then I went immediately into production and then immediately now into doing the second half of production, which is with our team that wasn't there on set. That was an amazing movie. I have a small cameo in that one as a disgruntled bartender again. But for me, it's very hard. I commend anybody who works production side and gets in front of the camera. To me, I about just passed out from it. It was so I only come in to just kind of say hi at times. But yeah, I love that franchise. I love, the series. It was amazing to be a part of that. I know it was a bucket list for Will to do that one, and our team is just phenomenal, and they were all getting their hands dirty on that one. So I think every single person that we worked with on that one did production side and cast side, and we had fun, and we basically we stayed on the set. We lived on the set while we filmed the film. And yeah, Exorcism of the Clown. I will leave you with that.
I can't wait to see that. And it's a fucking crazy series. There's
Yes.
I think including yours, I think there's 10 of them.
I actually don't remember the number, but ours, it's its own entity, and it's definitely got a lot of crazy stuff going on in there. I'm not going to give anything away, but it was so exhausting to do it. We were in the elements. It rained 2 days. It was cold. It's hard to do camping movies. You shoot them off season, so it's going to be cold, and you're trying to do it. Ours wasn't. We did it Halloween-ish time. But there's a lot that have been shot that were in summertime, and you got these people in crop tops and booty shorts, and it's 30 degrees, and it's just rained. So we really fought through it. And I passed out for 24 hours when I got back because I was so tired. But
Jesus.
I'm very, very proud of that one. That one too. That's another one that we really put everything that we had into it.
Yeah, it's definitely, from what I've seen, very little of. It looks amazing, but check her out, guys. I mean, seriously. And what we said in the very beginning, your IMDb, yeah, go check that out. You want to see an impressive fucking resume.
Well, I'll be directing for the first time next year also, so I'm kind of moving into the writing than directing more. But I still love acting, and I'll still do things every once in a while because I don't ever think I want to be away from it, because it's fun to bring these characters to life. But I'm really enjoying writing, and I'm really enjoying creating things for other people. It's, as much as I love being in front of the camera, it's been a lot more rewarding to create something and watch someone else bring that to life. Right. I'm finding. So that's something that I'm really loving about this production side. So,
well, I think Clint can agree with me and say we enjoy watching you and what you bring to the table. Yeah, just keep doing what you're doing.
I'm trying. Where's my hat? Oh my god,
we love it. It's there. It hasn't left. It hasn't gone. I was watching it I was like, yeah, it's gonna slide off.
Yeah, the hat kind of went away, but it's the thought that counts. It made it 2.5 hours, and then
it's the 2.5 hours. I'm surprised the damn thing didn't completely climb up the ceiling. But anyway, guys, so it has been phenomenal. Julie, we knew we were gonna have fun. We knew that 2.5 hours fun. I don't know if I knew it was gonna be that much fun, but I'm glad the fuck it was.
Me too.
So, everybody out there that watched tonight, thank you so much for tuning in. Obviously, we're gonna probably have a part 2, maybe a part 3 of the Hamityville holidays. I kind of have a special thing lined up. Not gonna say anything yet because I don't know a date, but when I do, y'all will know. So, like I said, thanks for tuning in, and we'll talk to you guys soon. Love you guys.
Bye.
Bye, guys.